किया। Kumite. Kumite.
What you say?
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
I feel like shit.
Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. It's just one of those happy days. The weekend comes, let's not go home. It's just one of those days where you don't want to wake up. Everything is everybody sucks. You don't really know why, but you want to justify ripping someone's head off. No human contact, and if you interact, your life is on contract. Your best bet.
Just knock it off, you scum bucket.
It's just one of those days. It's just one of those happy days. It's just one of those happy days. It's just one of those happy days. The weekend comes, let's not go home. Ready to make stand. It's just one of those days. Feeling like a freight train. First one to complain leaves with the blood stain. Damn right, I'm a maniac. You better shoot, cause I'm fucking up your program. And if you're stuck up, you just locked up. Next in line to get fucked up. Your best bet is to stay away, motherfucker. It's just
I'm losing my cool.
it's all about happy days. It's just one of those happy days. It's just one of those happy days. The weekend comes, let's not go home. Ready to make stand. These days,
I feel like shit. My suggestion is to keep your distance.
right now I'm dangerous. Right now I'm dangerous.
Something's happening to the bonds.
My day keeps going this way and this way.
I'm gonna pop you one so you'll stop playing games.
Give me something great. Give me something great. I hope you know I've got a chainsaw. A chainsaw. A motherfucking chainsaw.
What?
So come and get it.
Motherfucking chainsaw. What? Come get.
Terrible. And I'm glad that Sonic's here already with the that's no good. So, before we even started, I was listening, but not at the microphone. I was grabbing a drink, all that good stuff.
Were you yelling at me
And,
from the kitchen?
I was. Because you start with that badass fucking Prodigy mashup with Duhas. That was good shit. And then you slid into, it was Marilyn Manson's Dope Show.
Yeah.
And another one. And I remember this one from back in the day, and it's one that you always put in.
Paparazzi by, what's her face? What's face?
Man.
Hi, Marina.
Man. Oh, hi, Marino. I don't know. Blossom's at work.
Yeah,
She's being productive today.
I assume he meant to say Akujin.
He meant Akujin.
Yeah. He just misspelt it and typed it Blossom.
He did. Now, before the show began, people were actually discussing a lot of things. And it's all fucked up now in my head because of your horrible choice of mashup.
No, maybe you should choose what you want.
Oh. I should still... I'll let you do it. We outsourced it to Australia, but I should still be able to say when Australia's failing this city.
That's fair.
Mike threw to and said, "Hi, Akujin." Eh?
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Marino. Good to see Marino. Everybody likes Marino. And Chris.
That seems like a fair deal. I get to play whatever the fuck I want and listen to this good music. I just have to listen to you bitch about it later.
You're gonna. You're gonna.
That's a deal.
Also, hi, Yeti and Gadfly and Thrax and that Joe person from yesterday. It may not be Joe. Maybe it's Joseph. I don't fucking remember. And Naomi and Mike and Lawyerbot. Everybody's saying hi to you. And you're not saying hi to anybody. That's
I'm
really
on-
fucked up.
I'm only contractually obligated to say hi to Marino.
That's
Hello,
fucked
bud.
up. And Lawyer, okay. And Brad. And Indari Prime. Hi to them. Everybody's gonna start saying hi. This is gonna go for a while. This is gonna go for a fucking while. Jello Shot said hi. There it
Then-
goes.
Dendari Prime.
I
I thought they were new. And then we were watching a
No.
thing yesterday from like 6 months ago and they were in the chat.
They've been around for a while. I think they've had different names, maybe. They've been around for a minute. And Lil McDouchebag. I'm Blackout. He said bye. He's leaving. You fucked it up. You've been
Hello
really
to
fucked up to
everyone
people.
except Cairo.
Oh. Wow. That's fucked up.
I've had a few talks with a friend of mine. NATO says that Cairo's been talking mad shit about him when they're not around.
You can't
So
be friends
we
with
we
me.
ain't cool with Cairo. I
Can't
could
be
be
friends
friends
with
with
NATO.
whoever I want. NATO never did me wrong.
That's what you're going with?
What? What did NATO ever do to anyone?
This guy. Okay. Lady Mike. A train and a squirt gun.
Is he saying that he gets wet over the train?
He may
That
be
makes
getting
him
what about the
squirt?
train.
That's very flattering, Mike, but I'm not interested. Thank you anyway.
Oh. Well, Marino said that he's listening to us while he works. Entertain him. We can attempt.
Isn't that what I
We
was
can
doing?
attempt.
Are you not
you-
entertained?
Are you not entertained? You're terrible. Smash JT said Tipster is telling Flip Musin not to play the victim card is a principle of hypocrisy.
Is the pinnacle?
Or is the pinnacle of hypocrisy. My bad. I'm looking at it on a phone, motherfucker.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at it at the chat so I can correct you.
Okay, fine. You corrected me. Pinnacle. But I caught it. By the time I got to the end of the sentence. You fucking prick.
Yeah, that's because you realize how stupid you sounded. And
You're-
thought I must have been wrong.
No.
Yeah.
I thought that I was wrong when I read it. This, I swear to God. Mike Thutun said Mike versus Train tomorrow. Mortal Kombat? Because I think he'd murder you and be bad. See, Smash is fine with it. We got there. It's fine.
He can't play Mortal Kombat with the rest of it. He's on console. Not one of us.
Oh, one of us. See, you're starting to make it sound weird. But
He's not part of the master race of PC owners. And crucial, I said hello. I said hello to everyone except Cairo.
Crucial Bunny is out there in the trenches of that game or computer breaking game you keep playing, even though it's going to kill your fucking computer. How are we gonna do a show if your fucking computer dies again? How many deaths does your computer have? Cats get 9 lives. How many lives does your computer have? Because you've burned through about 3 of them in the past month, maybe 2.
Well, technically it's exactly the same computer with the only difference of 2 parts.
Man.
And yeah, the thing about Warzone is I keep gathering these 1-up mushrooms during playing it. So I've got quite a few lives stored up.
Okay. I don't know, man. You're risking it. This computer, it's gonna die in the middle of a show again. And just know, it's because he keeps playing this game that keeps fucking up his computer.
To be fair, I have legitimately considered building a backup computer.
Just to play that game?
No, just in case my computer breaks down, just to stream this show.
Alright, you're gonna build a whole other computer just so that you can keep playing the game
Yes.
that's going to keep breaking your computer when you could just play other games.
I don't want to play other games. I
Oh
want to play
man.
this game.
Oh man. Alright. That's fine. It's fine. Thrax said to get a console,
Fucking
you mark.
Yeah, Thrax the fucking console mark says get a fucking console. Yeah. Who do you work for? PlayStation? Is that who you simping for, Thrax?
Oh god. Dude, how many times is your fucking computer gonna die before you're like, you know what? Maybe no more.
I can build it.
What are you doing? Why are you doing that?
What?
Don't do it.
Look, I just
Skip
have
that.
Nah. See, as time has gone on, I've learned to prepare for certain things, so I've started keeping
Prepare for what?
things. Inevitabilities, you know, random acts of God and COD. So, you know, I keep backups of certain things, so it never takes too long to get me back up and running again. It's usually, what, a day?
Man. Alright, Bunny through Tune said, stop lying about Warzone, you COD phobes. And
Yeah.
Interrogator through Tune said, just buy a Raspberry Pi 4 8GB version for $150 kit. Okay, can you get that?
I don't like Raspberry Pis.
Okay,
I
you
don't
don't
like
like
any
that.
pies except meat pies.
Oh dear. Alright. You don't even like cheesecake? You don't?
Cheesecake's not a pie.
Okay, you're full of shit. Hold on. Sparky through Tune said Akujin is going to crazy eights his computer. Yeah, you're gonna kill it. That computer is gonna get Johnny Fox, man.
Well,
It can
if
only come back to Twitter so many times.
if you all fucking care so much about, you know, my computer, you could, you know, I have a Streamlabs right there.
But why don't you just stop playing the game that's gonna make your computer die?
That's not gonna happen. That's not in the equation.
That's not in the equation. It's not good for you. It's not good for you. Your computer cannot handle it.
Yeah,
Or
my
I've heard it's not made for computers. That's another thing I've heard about that game.
You know
That's
what?
why everybody's games get so fucked up and they blue screen so much.
You know what? My packet of tobacco right here says that smoking is also harmful for me and it's not made for my body. But
Fuck.
you know what? I'm a big people and I'll do what I want.
You're gonna kill that computer.
One of us.
Mike through 2 and said, get an Xbox and fight me, cuck.
If
You're
you're
right.
offering to buy me an Xbox One X, which is the only Xbox that I would currently be bothered with, go for it, Mike. I actually looked around last week, and there is literally zero available anywhere in Australia.
What?
Yeah. First
What kind of backwoods bullshit is it? There are no Xbox One X's in Australia. They're not there. What do you mean?
That's
Nowhere?
nope. And
No
you know,
fucking
the
way.
places that do stock them, they have this thing where they're saying they're not even sure whether they're going to come back in stock.
Dude.
What happened was, I think everyone bought up all the remaining Xboxes because they're way better than the PlayStations. Yeah, I could still buy a PS5, but why would I? A PS4 Pro, but why would I? But yeah, there are no available Xboxes, and apparently they're discontinuing that line because the new series of Xbox is coming out this year. So everyone's gone crazy, you know, snapping up all the old consoles to deal with lockdowns and shit like that. Alright, I can hear the dog crying. She needs to go to the toilet. I'll be back.
Oh, go for it. Mike 13 said, "Did you try eBay?" I don't think he did. But even if there are no physical anything, any places selling those in that country, that's weird. But Australia is pretty fucking weird. So that's fine. That's normal. Not a big fucking deal. Sparky 32 said it's discontinued for the next gen console. Okay then. Well, shit. They've already moved on. We'll have to tell Akujin. They've already moved on. Jill Shot said, "I've only ever had one error on Warzone, and it took an update of the audio software for my headphones. I don't know how people have had so many issues." I don't either. I've never played it. But his computer keeps dying. Blossom's computer blue screened a lot. Pete's computer blue screened a lot. Like, that's all I was hearing from everybody about the fucking game, is how much it was killing their computer. And I'm like, maybe you guys shouldn't play that. Maybe you should, put the Call of Duty down. Don't do that. Mike said he played it on console and it never broke. Well, I think what people were saying is that it was made for consoles, and when they brought it over to PC, there's still a lot of shit to be worked out. I don't know. Maybe. To upload. Warzone is garbage anyway. Play Apex or Halo MCC. I don't play either. But I've heard of Halo. I've heard of Apex, but I've heard more about Halo. Joseph May said it's because of the updates every 3 fucking days. I could believe that. Play GTA 5. Brad used to play GTA 5 with Akujin, and then partnership dead.
What?
Okay, just so you know. There's reasons that you can't get an Xbox in Australia. Apparently they are going to be discontinued for the new gen. That is the update we've got.
That's
So
pretty much what I said before I left.
Well, it's better to get it from somebody else, though,
Oh, somebody of repute?
Someone of repute, Someone like Sparky's Tech Corner. Much, much bigger reputation than Akujin. Way bigger.
That's fair.
He has tech in his name.
He does.
You gotta take it serious.
I can't argue with the tech.
That. Okay. So what if I don't know, I'll try to get it out. Has any other things been brought up about the Munchkin? Like, did we find out that the Munchkin was actually a pterodactyl or a cryptid of some sort?
I have received
Or is it a bird?
Munchkin updates.
Okay, so we have, at this moment, we are up to speed on the Munchkin.
So far, yes.
So far. Alright. Any and all evidence is always welcome to be brought up and doled out to any of us here. Just want to make sure that that's out there. So, in other news things, apparently I was in the midst of a debate when I spoke to Nicholas Diorio. That is a new story that is going around, is that we were debating. Do you remember this being a debate, Akujin?
No.
Was there...
I've been involved in debates before. They usually don't start out the way that this started out. Some guy came in here to fuck with us and laugh at us and...
Well, it wasn't that he came in to laugh at me in particular.
Well,
he wanted to come in and laugh about Vamp's tweet.
Yeah, but he thought that was directed at you.
Well, but it's fine. I'm just saying, he goes and he wants to laugh at Vamp's tweet.
Laughing at things that
And
happen
then come
to
on
Vamp
here
is
and-
laughing at
yeah.
you by proxy.
It's fine. It's fine. It's all cool. But that's what happened. Right? And it would be fucked up if we could play how that happened. Because that's definitely what happened. But I remembering, I remembered something way different here. But I'm reading these tweets that are coming out from Nick and Augie where this is all about Tonka just attacks you personally.
Yeah. But you
Are
do.
you fucking serious? It's like fucking. There's not an hour and a half long fucking Bunty King video. We're just bitching about him. It's not personal at all. It's none of that. You didn't go in on Pro Jared and all that shit. You didn't go all for that. You didn't do that. You guys don't do that.
You didn't flat out.
That's not what you guys do.
Especially with Pro Jared, you didn't flat out call him a fucking degenerate, for the way he chooses to live his life.
Well, no, they don't talk
And
about
fucking-
personal lives. That's what they're saying.
They got extremely into his personal life and the relationship that he had with his missus, where even though everything that he was doing was consensual, they both knew about it and agreed about it. That made him a degenerate.
Well,
Because
grown
Nick-
folks and consensual, whether or not I
This
don't
is
know.
one of
being
Nick's
degenerate
favorite-
isn't against the law. You can't be doing the fucking.
Well, it's one of Nick's
He
favorite...
was accused of shit that was against the law. It was not a good one.
Yeah, but that's one of Nick's favorite words to throw around, degenerate. Alright, he's some sort of sexual Puritan, apparently, who wouldn't even hold a girl's hand, lest it be considered degeneracy. But you can't talk about that, because that's not funny. That's his personal tweets.
Oh, okay. You seem not happy about this.
It's bullshit. You can't make
This-
a career out of prying into people's shit and then cry when your shit...
Somebody saw a tweet you made 3 days ago after you've talked through the entire thing, telling me to go look at your Twitter.
Yeah, it's not like your private life was even pried into. I mean, you put it on your Twitter, man. Come on. Nicholas Diorio tweeted this photo. And the girl that we apparently have doxed, she commented on it. And said,
What?
no, this person here was me, and I am not, in fact, in a relationship with him. He's my BFF.
Wait. Who said we doxed her?
People are saying that we shouldn't have brought her into things and blah 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 and bringing
We
up-
shouldn't look at Twitters.
Yes.
Dude, Bo Blacks looks at. Isn't that all Bo Blacks fucking does? Is he makes videos looking at Twitter?
That's different. That's different.
But we can't look at Twitter.
Yes.
That's bad.
It's just the
Is that
rules.
for- who said that?
I didn't make it.
Who said that? Who said that? I've never even read the girl's fucking name. I don't even know what it is. I don't care. It's just funny that her words are there and she says, yes, it's my best friend. And it's like, oh! Off the top rope for no good damn reason. She didn't have to say anything. It was just a picture of her hand. You know what I mean? Like, she could have let him leave that there and not said anything. Let him seem cool.
Well,
But she couldn't do it!
apparently they both posted the same photo to their respective Twitter accounts. So he's tied his YouTube persona in with his personal life and people in it. And the thing is, he knew better. Like, he flat out said, oh, it was her idea. I don't think he wanted to do it. I just don't think he could say no to her because he's trying to fuck her, get out of that friend zone.
Man.
I bet he wishes that he'd listened to him before. Now.
He's made this a lot lamer than it had to be. Okay, he's been going on about it's been like 2 weeks. This is out of hand. All right. I got a laugh out of this for about a week. This has got out of hand. Okay. This is
He's basically ensuring that this isn't going anywhere.
he's gonna make
laughing at this
people
for a long
get
time.
yeah, people are gonna go ham about this for a while if he doesn't shut the fuck up.
It's too late. It's your law now. Because of the way you reacted, because you ring out of the way you just rage quit and left and took your ball and went home. You know, you basically ensured that this becomes the thing.
It's not fair. This is alright. It's not fair to this guy. He is being young and dumb. Maybe he will reform and become something worthwhile one day. But right now, yes, he is full of shit, saying that we were having a debate. That's not what happened, Nick. You're talking shit. So somebody talk shit back. You came in talking shit.
Yeah, you came in all talking shit and fuck you. Like, you want to act like it was a debate? I remember how it is, and we're going to show how it was.
Go ahead, press play. This is how Nick came in for the debate.
Eventualities of a throwdown. I want to see it. I want to see the fight.
I'm ready.
They took your monetization.
No, they didn't, Nick.
Yo, they took your they put you on reused content. That's so fucking funny. That is hilarious. That is the funniest shit that has ever happened. You guys were talking all this shit, dude. Bulblax is monetized. Augie is monetized. I'm monetized. We all got our fucking shit back. And after all that talking, Mans is fucking reused content on his channel.
Nick, you're saying this on a monetized channel.
And not this channel, jackass. I'm talking about Grapple Vision.
Yeah.
I believe that was the
so
example
Bulblax
that we
is
cited back
monetized.
then.
So
This is hilarious.
Bulblax is monetized, and you're okay with that. You're okay with
That's
monetized
fucking
stolen
hilarious.
content.
That is the funniest.
It's hilarious
shit
that your
I've
friend
ever heard.
steals content?
Yes. Dude,
Nick,
it is
it's hilarious
fucking
that your friend steals
Bro, you've been
content.
talking shit for
It's
months and
hilarious
you
that
got
your
hit.
friend steals content.
Dog, you were saying YouTube
Nick,
doesn't make mistakes,
Grapple Vision's never been monetized until last month.
and guess what? Now it's not.
Nick, no.
That's a pretty strong premise.
That's him attempting to debate.
Yeah, I'm aware of how debates go. You know, you put forward a supposition or a premise, and then you display argumentative points that back up your position.
So
and then you
that
go
was
through
him
them.
coming in with the fake laughing. You could tell it was fake laughing because he was able to stop. Like, he practiced that. You know, Nick, he practiced that.
Yeah, he was tickling his balls at the time.
Go ahead and go to the end and let's see how he leaves. That's how he came in.
He's not even finished with his introduction.
Oh, I know, but everybody knows. That's how Nick came in for the quote-unquote debate he keeps talking about. Now, how did Nick leave the debate? You've gone too far.
Well, you didn't tell me to timestamp this one, so I didn't.
It's fine. Now you got to go past that. Once it's on screen, he doesn't notice for a second.
Yeah. Here we
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
This is how he left.
That's dude. You have literally no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, so that didn't
I
happen,
keep my
Nick.
personal
Nick,
life-
did that happen or not?
Yeah, it absolutely happened. Not the way
Okay,
you
so
were
that
explaining
happened.
it.
You posted a vague picture of you holding somebody's hand, or like fucking some shit, and then do you have a girlfriend? She's like, no,
I'm
he's my best friend and not my girlfriend.
Do not talk about my fucking personal life on here.
It's not your personal life. It's a tweet you made. It's a tweet you made, Nick.
Publicly,
Nick, it's a tweet you made. That's not your personal life.
Do not fucking.
It's a
bring
tweet
up
you made.
who I
It's not your
talk to
personal
in my
life.
fucking personal
It's a
life.
tweet, not your personal life, dork.
In a public forum, is it not public?
How pathetic is that, Nick? You're such
That's
a piece
fucking-
of shit.
Dude, you're
You went
so
at
weird. You keep bringing
Steejo
up
about
Augie's
shit.
dad.
What is it?
Yeah,
I'm bringing
'cause
up shit
Steejo's
about
involved
Augie's
in the
dad.
drama.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
that's-
What have I brought up about
Whoa,
Augie's dad?
Whoa, hold on.
What I
wait.
bring up about Augie's
You think it's cool to talk? Like I intentionally don't name people like this specifically because I keep that part of my life very off the internet.
No, you don't. You try
I
to post it and look cool, and you
This-
didn't look
this
cool.
looks
I didn't try to
very
post it
on
and
the
look cool.
internet right
It was
now.
her idea to make the fucking post in the first place. I told her not
I'm
to
sure
comment
it
on what
was.
she did. That's none of your fucking business.
Then why'd you post it on
doesn't
Twitter,
belong
Nick?
in this argument.
It's
Tonka.
none of
That's
my business. Why
ridiculous.
is it up there, Nick? Why'd you post it if it's
Dude,
none
all
of
you
anybody's
guys have
business?
is looking into people's personal lives, and it's really
How is this
funny.
your personal life,
pretty-
Nick?
Why are you bringing it up
posted
in a fucking debate, Tonka?
Because it's funny, remember? It's about
Yeah.
things
Oh,
that he are did do the funny. We're
You
debating.
are
debating.
fucking
We're debating, Nick. Is that what's happening? Oh, did Nick? Oh! Hold on. Oh, little Nicky. Hold on. He tried the debate gimmick there. It became a debate at that point too. I hadn't thought about that.
What, did you forget that? No, as soon as he was getting memed at and his feelings were hurt, then it became a debate. That's when it officially became a debate. Before that, it was just fun and games, or he was just laughing at you.
These are the most thin-skinned people probably ever, but I don't know. He can be that way. What bothers me about this? Someone said, "Did Nick agree on any rules?" What rules? What? What do you, ma'am? Or is that a ma'am? Is that a causality? Are you a ma'am or are you a sir?
Look,
That seems like a thing a ma'am would ask.
not to gender you, whoever you are.
Not to gender, not to gender.
No,
I just assumed.
To agree on rules, you would have to establish that there was going to be a debate. That never happened. He said he wanted to call into the show. He wanted to come in and have a go at Tonka. He did. There was no, let's schedule this debate for, we'll have it on this day, over this topic. No, none of that shit ever happened. There was no topic established. There was no formal debate structure established. He came.
He said
in.
he wanted to talk to me on my show. I said, alright. And then he did. And then he tried to talk shit. And then he got really mad and left when people made fun of him. I felt almost like, the kids pointing at somebody just walking away with their ball. It felt like that. Just pointing and laughing.
That's a good question. What did Tonka do wrong? Nothing.
What?
Alinity goes, then what the
Alinity? Who? Motherfucker.
Ality.
It says causality.
Ality. Oh, causality. Yeah. Cause goes, then what did Tonka do wrong? Nothing.
Nothing.
He was kind of mean. He was obviously better at the bants. He got to Nick.
I'm not trying. I don't know when, but sometime in between him fake laughing and trying to talk shit, and him crying and leaving, this became a debate. This became a very formal back and forth of some sort. Apparently some sort of rules were to be abided by in between that shit. I don't... Hold on.
Full, event. Hey guys.
No, hey leader. I thought you might have been on the fucking video because you're on the video too. It was very confusing.
Are you actually here or are you in the video?
He's here and in the video.
I don't know whether I can hear.
He is in both.
Whoa.
This is double the
Whoa.
leader.
Oh shit, we're going over this one. Nice. I missed. I caught the late end of yesterday's show. It was good.
It was fun. But apparently today I'm being informed that me and Nick were having some sort of formal fucking debate. or some shit. I don't know. Like he came in fake laughing and trying to talk shit. And then when he got made fun of, it was like, there is no place in this argument. Why are you bringing it up in a debate, Tonka? It is what?
That was good. Yeah, it's I think that was like, it was kind of like perfect in the sense that I think that Nick probably needed a bit of a wake up call in terms of like his but I find what he did to Bunty King was way excessive and too much. And as soon as you're like, oh well, this happened. It's happened on your public Twitter. He's like, whoa, that's my private life. I don't talk about that. It's like, oh really? Don't you?
I would like to know where are the people calling out Nick for bringing this sort of stuff into a debate.
Actualities of
They took your monetization.
No, they didn't. Nick.
This has no place in a
they took
debate.
your they put you on reused content. That's so fucking funny. That is hilarious. That is the funniest
Am
shit
I
that has
right?
ever happened. You guys were talking all this
I
shit,
like
dude.
having a heart.
Ball
It's like
Blacks
very
is
quiet for
monetized.
me.
Augie is monetized.
Why is
I'm
he bringing
monetized. We
this
all
into
got
a
our fucking
debate?
shit back. And
Yeah,
after
no,
all
you're
that
right. He
talking,
called it like
Men's
at
is
the end when he
fucking
like
reused content on his
he
channel.
called it a
Nick, you're
debate.
saying this on a
Fantastic.
monetized channel.
Clutching at straws at the end there. That's my opinion of it, at least. Like he was
Well,
like, suddenly it goes from like he's doing blood sports to a debate because he doesn't want this thing to be brought up. I think he fucking like he started floundering. That's what it was when he said that.
they're so fucking. They want to be part of something. They don't even get. They don't understand anything about anything. The fake laughing thing, and then as soon as you start getting beat, it's a debate. Don't talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it would have been a lot better if he just said, you got me, Tonka. I'm so embarrassed by this. I'm gonna run off now and cry." It would have looked so much better than like the like, "Oh, you can't talk about my personal life." I don't know. He didn't do badly for what it's worth in a lot of this. At least I thought. I mean, aside from like the personal attacks and fucking in coming in with Vamp. It's like, what did they expect to fucking happen? This has all gone like very personal. Could have just come in here and just made fun of people. That would have been good.
But he
could've.
did. He came in here to laugh at Tonka.
No,
You got
I was laughing at
demonetized.
Vamp. I was laughing at Vamp. I mean, like, it's not really fair game. I don't think. No. But
What?
it's not. Whatever. It's all good. I don't know.
Joke through Fountain says you have to adhere to the rules of debate because I will hold my breath and stamp my gut till you do. Mike through and said, "Can we let the word blood sport die?" They probably won't. They don't get it, but they keep
Shit.
doing it. And joke through another two to say, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!"
Oh, shit,
Dude.
we're live. We are live. Oh, motherfucker. I thought you guys may have been live, but I like checked earlier, right, and it didn't show you guys.
Leader didn't even know he's
You
on a show. He
fucking
clicked into
idiot.
his show chat. He's here to make
act.
Akujin look good. Listen to this hero out here. Good shit.
To be fair, like YouTube fucked me. I was like, okay, so I went to YouTube. I checked. It's like I clicked on the channel, and the thing and the icon didn't light up, and there was no live. I'm like, oh, this is great. I'll just go in and have a chat to these guys, and then I just refreshed it, and there it is, right there. Wonderful, 10 out of 10.
Well, there you go, everyone. If you were ever wondering if Leader is just a jolly Australian guy all the time, yes, he's a jolly Australian guy all the time. Polar opposite of Akujin, pretty much. You can even look at his avatar. He's just some happy guy.
Oh, good golly.
He says good golly. Who says that?
You know,
That's a good
it's
question.
better. I don't know. This is, it's. I try to be cheerful and jolly. I'm cheerful and jolly until I'm not, and then I'm like, you done fucked up, son. I'll be in your face. That's what it's like. But 90% of the time, I'm like this. This is 10% of the. I don't know. I'm not even 10%. I don't even know what gets me angry anymore. Sorry, I'm taking you off
I
on
do.
a tangent.
Sparky the Dune said he sent a Streamlabs that YouTube won't let him say. Okay, I have to mail somebody. See what the fuck that is. Because Streamlabs doesn't work on my shit. I will find out what it was.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure the gun debate. That's one that gets you a little hot.
Oh dear.
Oh
Why are you
no,
doing
I don't get hot under the gun debate. I enjoy the gun debate. This
It
is
didn't seem
not
like you enjoyed
narrative.
it to me.
Well, I know, like I get intense when I'm like that, but I wouldn't say I'm angry. Like me being, I don't know, angry is like I'll be
Well,
yelling.
it's hard to be angry when you're being so violently molested. You seemed pretty, fucked up.
Mate, I don't know that. I don't recall it going down like that.
Oh, you've rewritten the memories?
No, no,
Oh,
no. I'm
man.
not
You were just
rewriting it.
dancing along a rainbow.
Mate. Oh, good golly. Let's not get into it. I'm sure no one wants to hear us. What do you want? What do you want from me, Tonka? I don't want to. Let's not get into this again. No one wants to hear me like arguing about guns here. It's like let's go on for like another like hour or so about gun debates because I'll do it. But I mean,
I'll fucking do it!
I'll fucking do it.
Don't tempt me.
What you guys want?
Oh, Mike Thurtoon said leader as if that's not nice. It's not nice.
Oh, that's funny.
And Jessica and Jorgemon said they want to hear it, but I think I don't know.
I think they're being mean.
I think they're being mean. This may be mean though.
This is an op.
Slacker said I want to hear it. Let's go. Fuck no.
You all want to hear it, you can just go back to the stream and listen.
I was gonna say I could give you guys I can give you 20 minutes to have a go.
It's something that has already been hashed out, and
But leader said it
won.
wasn't. Leader said he won.
Sure, if you want to, I'm happy.
Leader
to give
didn't
it
say he won. He said he would talk about it again, and doesn't think that he got molested and raped during that thing.
Terrible.
Everyone chooses to remember traumatic experiences differently.
All right, Akujin. All right, I'll give you a promise. In an ideal society,
I'm not going through this again.
you're not going through this. You don't want to do it again. All right,
It's been done.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair enough. I got you last time. Was like pretty strenuous. It was hard.
There is nothing that you could say right now that you didn't say then.
It's good. It's good.
I think is leader showing his belly.
Oh, leader showing his belly.
Is that what's happening? Is leader rolling over?
Oh, I'm not. I don't want to drag him into this. All right. Okay. If you want to. All right. Fine. Akujin.
Oh, why don't you debate
Premise.
Tonka? He seems to be all keen for this. I've had this discussion.
You see. I'm not here to drag Akujin through this argument again.
Yeah, why
I'll
are you
do
trying
it.
to drag
I'm
me
happy to,
through this argument, Tonka?
I didn't do it.
You're like foul right now. Like, here's this topic which I want you to talk about.
Well, no, his people wanted him to talk about it, and he said he'd talk about it. The people said it.
Yeah,
I didn't bring up guns.
I'm not, nudging you in that direction.
I'm not nudging, but if you wanna, I will allow it.
Oh god.
I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood to yell at Leader for being stupid. I want to play Warzone with him later.
Wow.
You can listen. If you can have a disagreement with me over a topic, and we can play Warzone later, it'll be great.
I'm not in the mood to yell at you.
That's fine. It's all everybody. How about this? Till everyone. We can solve it for a later time. And at some point, whenever you feel like it, we can shelve it until. Does that sound amenable?
What needs shelving? What didn't get resolved
Shelve
last time?
putting it in the little, just packing it up, and we'll put it in a little box, and we'll put it, say, for another date.
What needs to be rehashed? What was not gone through thoroughly the first time? We spoke for like an hour and a half.
I mean,
have you got something new to say since then?
Sure.
No, you don't.
Why not?
No, you don't.
Fuck. Listen, Akujin, listen, we're going to put it in a box. All right, we're going to shut that box and put a little lid on it, and we'll save it for later. How about that? Does that sound fair?
I'm not agreeing to this.
He's not agreeing to this. He does not agree.
What do you want to go at it now?
What, mate?
You what, mate? Macca's car park. See you there, son.
Oh. See, I don't think he wants to have a go, but I don't think he wants to concede.
You live over in the desert. How am I going to meet you at a Macca's car park?
I
live in the nice part of Australia.
The nice part of Australia? Is that what you call it now?
Yeah, it's where the rest of civilization is. The
where the COVID
the country's capital, and all the technology,
Yeah.
and all the good stuff happens over here.
The
When was the last scientific leap that came out of Western Australia?
I know.
Never.
It'd be a bit hard. It'd be a bit hard for a scientific.
Well, you know what we do? We send out the stupid Australians to Western Australia to dig in the dirt for minerals.
Yeah.
That's what Western Australia is.
You want to know what the East is? The East is like a little baby suckling at Western Australia's tape. That's what it is.
How is it suckling?
The mining industry keeps the country afloat.
Yeah, that's what I just said. We send all the stupid people from over here, over there to dig in the fucking dirt because that's all they can do. Meanwhile, we're over here coming up with all the technological improvements, the medicine, taking care of the country.
Technological improvement? You mean getting everyone sick? That's what it is.
That's Victoria. And that's why we quarantined them.
First round was Sydney, wasn't it?
We quarantined them.
We quarantined them, huh? We were gonna cut them off and just push them into the ocean. Is that what you're suggesting?
Look, no, that's exactly what we've done. Fucking built a moat around. We built a moat around Victoria. Nobody gets in or out.
There's no passengers allowed. Keep them in there.
Yeah, do you not follow what's been going on?
I follow what's been going on. Let me tell you what's been going on. We got the same amount of cases in Victoria right now as the entire of Australia did when we had the first outbreak.
Yeah.
That's how fucking bad it is.
Yeah,
and we may not have reached the peak yet.
That's a lot.
I know. Yesterday was the largest increase. We've developed a cluster inside of Victoria, which is now exploding.
I've got bad opinions about Victoria. One of them is that
I hate Victoria.
Protests were allowed there, which shouldn't have been allowed.
Yeah, it's almost like that's a bad idea, and you can see how that's being reflected right now.
Supreme Court says no. Nah, we'll just let him go down anyway. Just, fuck it. She'll be right. We literally, okay, so let me give you a country that was, so close to being clear of COVID, we could taste it. We were getting, 20 cases nationwide. And suddenly, out of nowhere, sex scandal hits. Some dickhead hired a bunch of security guards that weren't the police force, that weren't the army, that weren't, they're just some union thugs, essentially, right? To go look after the people in quarantine. Now, how do people who look after those in quarantine, make sure they stay in the hotels they're supposed to, keep them up? How do they predate this entire outbreak? Well, let me tell you, they get nice and personal with each other. Get nice and personal with people in the fucking hotels that they're supposed to be quarantined with. They get all touchy-feely. They have sex with people who have COVID. At least that's the rumor. There was allegations. There was what the media reported is that there was, I think it was unfair. No, it wasn't unfair. It was.
Somebody tagged me in
Like, go
something
ahead.
yesterday how some state in in America is now recommending people use glory holes to avoid getting COVID. I'm not even kidding.
That's no good.
I'm looking for that thing right now.
But yeah, so the outbreak in Victoria is because the security force that what's his name, Daniel Andrews hired couldn't keep it in their pants. That's why Australia has an outbreak in Victoria right now. 10 out of 10. I love it. Just
By the way, when you get that
absolutely.
article, don't show that article. You can read some of it, but
Look,
don't show that
it's
article. The
written.
ads there are going to be bad.
You guys talking, or did I just get cut out for a moment?
You're here.
No, okay, that's good.
I just told him not to show his glory hole search results, for fuck's sake.
Oh,
That's not
No.
going to happen.
I mean,
Also,
just
what a point. How the fuck did you guys get your mini comments? You were debating about having a debate at one point. That happened. Saga32 said, fight, 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 throws chair. There's people were interested. I think they were down for this gun debate, and it slowly evolved into a debate about debating, and we landed on something about Australia and the outbreak. And there, yeah, okay.
Well, I mean, the conversation flows, and it doth flows to Victoria done fucked up. That's what I'll say about all this. They don't, you remember how I railed on China? Did I mention that Victoria signed up to Belt and Road while the Parliament was dismissed? Oh. Love that place. 10 out of 10. The US is like, you're signing up to that? We just might, we're gonna have to review some of our security arrangements now that that's in play. Amazing stuff coming from Victoria. Big dreams, big plans. I want to go there and I just want to breathe it all in. Just the failure. That's what I want to do. Fucking hell.
That can't be real.
What? Which part about it?
Canada is recommending you use glory holes.
Yeah.
Fucking Canada, man.
Yeah. They're also recommending BDSM. Wear a face covering or a mask.
Is anyone done? Are these people
God.
sure that I don't know. I have a feeling that glory holes are not going to be effective in stopping the COVID transmission. I have this slight.
Have you tried?
Well, get me someone with COVID and let's give it a whirl. Let's see how that goes. It's not because I don't want COVID. I like my lung capacity.
This
I
is
like
no
glory
good.
holes.
That's not normal.
That's no good. What?
I don't.
Friendly strangers? Let's see
Oh,
what
it's
the
the
big
knife
deal is.
ones.
Friendly drink. Swear to God. That's the fucking worst. I don't know. BBC in Canada is just like, hey, just use some glory holes. Or the CDC. Oh, God. Oh, fuck.
The Canadian CDC.
What's the medical term for that? A glory hole.
Yeah.
Fuck. Just fuck. Cries and someone show. That's bad. but very noteworthy. A bunch of people like that. Got 3,000 likes on a tweet. It's doing pretty good.
Nobody's surprised.
No one is surprised. That's good TV. Man. Barriers like walls. E.g. glory holes. Holy shit. Help for the guildless 357. Try glory holes. You won't catch COVID. We can't speak about the other diseases, though. Thanks, Justin Trudeau. Also, got a very interesting readout from the Streamlabs here. It says, I'm sick of Nick and Augie bitching all the time. Both of you guys need to get double-sided dildos from your butts or ass and grow up, you fucking babies. That was what Sparky sent through Streamlabs forever ago.
Well,
a bit blunt.
Well, yeah, dildos aren't very sharp. But, I don't know, this seems to be revealing a lot more about him. I think you showed your cards there, Sparky.
Giving him the business there. It's fine. Whatever.
Oh, he wants to watch you give Nick the business, apparently.
That's terrible.
The butt business.
He is one-track minded today.
I would
also,
be
he wants
out
to fight
of
with
that
Lee.
debate. And you can get
Terrible.
somebody else to run that debate. I'm not taking part.
Terrible. Joke 3 said poor Optic can't use him because his duty is broken. That's terrible. Terrible. Neither here nor there. Here's the thing. This whole argument of I brought up a guy's personal life into his very serious debate he was in. Is there anything to that? Leader, you were here. Akujin, you were here. But Akujin, you're a yes man. Leader, do you think I was... I don't know. Do you think I was in a debate?
Just
yes,
bury me
Akujin,
like
the
that.
yes man.
How the fuck am I a yes man?
So like, is blood sports a debate? Because I believe he titled it like blood sports.
I don't know.
Who
I don't know.
titled it?
I don't. He like didn't his like video was like titled. Like,
I don't
blood
care
sports?
what
probably
he
did.
called it.
Well, I mean that's what.
Well, he's calling it a debate now.
Yeah.
That's
so-
why it's curious why he calls it so many different things depending on what he's trying to tell you.
You could
I
call that stream baked beans on toast. It does not make it baked beans on toast.
I'm all for like I'm all for treating I'm for treating people in a reasonable and respectful manner where possible. I like that. That's a good idea. It's a good idea, right? I like that premise. But I find it like with like blood sports, I find the rules or like what you can and can't say to be very murky. And
Just
a
stop
lot of
saying
the
blood
time
sports.
What
Well,
are
whatever
the
you-
hold
whatever you-
on?
that's
What
what
are
you-
the
that's what you-
rules? And what are all right? What makes it different?
Where can I read these rules? By the way?
Yeah, where? By the way, I'm probably the one who everybody's gonna tell you came up with the rules. But tell me what the rules are.
No, it's in like that's the point. I mean, so like he's saying that this is out of bounds. This is not okay, and I think that's a fine sort of like that's a fine standard to have. I'd respect that, but I can see why other people be like, where is like I mean like in the history of these things, like these sort of like internet debates or whatever you want to call them, there's like there is no guidelines. It is almost like anything goes. Make them shit bricks. Punch them in the face, hit them with the chair, yell at them. Call like it's like these things get like really nasty.
Yeah,
I'd say, like, the
it's
only thing
almost
that's,
like
not
it's almost like an argument.
yeah, sure.
When I'm
I mean, like,
arguing with somebody, I will say whatever the fuck I think will,
let-
you know,
sorry, just
kick-
let me like put
hit
one
them
thing.
in the nuts.
let me just like complete that.
Oh,
'cause
I'm
it's
sorry.
last
Am I
bit. mean, like,
interrupting you?
obviously, no, you're fine. I just want to get this in there.
That's all right. You get
No,
that in there.
yeah, that's
Let
it.
let it
No
let it out.
doxing.
Let everyone know.
Obviously,
Goddamn.
obviously, you know, there should be no
Do
doxing.
you
No
guys have any
swatting.
idea how curly his hair is? You got a head full of curly fries.
Oh my god. He's going.
You got a little fro on him.
Is he reading something or is he talking to me? I'm not sure. Let me have a
Sure.
look at the stream.
Show everyone your fro.
Why are you talking so much shit out of nowhere?
Is he talking shit? All right. Do you want me to enable my camera right now? Let's do it.
Yeah,
Let me happy.
go on,
do it.
Lunchbox.
Wow. What is this, Akujin? What are you doing?
Mate,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Beautiful and thick.
I'm
It's
trying to help him
beautiful
get
and
his
thick.
point in.
No, you're not. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you, buddy. You're okay. I mean, I know that sounds condescending, but I actually did. I'm sorry if I offended you. Are you happy now? I'm sorry.
I forgive you.
There we go.
He forgave you.
Also, Crucial is lying. He's not going to play FIFA.
Wow.
So are you going to say the thing or what?
No, that was literally it. I just wanted to like put onto that like statement. That just want to tag something that, you know, no doxing, no swatting. I know it's stupid, but I mean, like, I don't want to get clipped or something where it's like well, anything goes, leader. Fuck ya. You know what I mean? Like, it's not something that I just. It's not something that I agree with, and maybe I'm being a little bit tedious about it, but you know, or you know, maybe I'm being pedantic, but I did just wanted to throw that in there. Don't kill anyone. You know
I
what I
think
mean?
those are against the rules. Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
kill people, obviously. Against the rules. I think these are all reasonable rules. Is he saying anything crazy?
No, I pretty much co-signed the whole no doxing, no swatting, no murder thing.
Yeah.
Don't be murdering people. I think murder is bad.
Oh, Jabbers
I'm
is in the
glad we
chat.
got there.
Jabbers, leader wants to debate you on guns.
That ain't right.
Throwing jabbers in it now. All right.
That ain't right.
Apparently you want to have this conversation with somebody. I've been there and done that.
That ain't right.
Why
You're
not?
terrible.
I'm happy to discuss this with anyone.
See, he's
including
happy to
Jabbers.
discuss it with you. Calling you out, Jabbers. No, Jabbers said you're a bitch.
Jabber said he's a bitch. For real.
Yeah.
Is that what he... I'm gonna go look.
I'm paraphrasing.
Oh, you're paraphrasing now. You motherfucker. See, this is what I mean about you. You're just trying to stir up shit.
Me?
That is what he's been doing. He's been sitting here pot stirring. You know, pot stir Akujin is sitting there at the column.
Wow.
Get fired up. Curly hair, dickhead. That's you.
Wow. I've never felt so categorized and put in a box before as a pot stirrer. I'm a person, you know. I'm not some two-dimensional thing that you can... Whatever.
Whatever what?
You know, just categorize and put in a box.
Oh.
I can't... Kaylin, what did you want again for your birthday?
I think you gotta sing some song. I've already forgot what it is. I don't remember. Do you not remember for real?
I remember
she said sing
her
happy
saying,
birthday, but she had switched happy birthday out for something else.
I remember her asking for dick. I don't remember this singing thing.
See, he's trying to get out of an old thing already. He's already doing it. This is how you get Me Too. That right there.
Is that how it happens?
That's how it happens. Simple as that. Leaving a trail.
Can't have that. I don't want to get Me Too.
Oh. And Jabber said, Leader, we can have that conversation in private. You won't want that ass whipping to be public. Oh.
What is it? What is he? The Wishmaster? Come on, Jabbers. Let's do it.
What
Let's
is
do
he,
it.
the
What are you
Wishmaster?
doing?
What
are you
is it?
doing?
Come on.
Yeah, that's
What
exactly
is
what it is.
Jabbers? Get in here. Let's do it. Oh well, I mean, you know.
Don't do it. You don't want to do this. You're not. What are you doing? What are you doing here?
I'm gonna look in the mirror. What a Jabbers. What a Jabbers.
Why are you Why are you trying to pick a gun debate with water jabbers? There's no goddamn way you're gonna do good. You're not gonna do well at this. This isn't gonna go well.
I've got a pretty good premise. So if I can lay it out, like if he can convince me, that's fine. I'm not like none of my opinions are concrete. I'm just stubborn.
Stubborn.
Dude.
Stubborn.
Stubborn.
Yeah.
Dude. Don't do this.
Too late, he already did it.
He already did it. How
How
do
we
you
do
do
it?
it?
Jabbers.
Okay, so I got 30 minutes. So let's hear
Oh
the argument.
fuck. All right. He did it. Go ahead.
Can I lay out a premise and we can move forward from there? Is that all right with you?
Sure. Yeah, we can do that.
All right. In an ideal society, all right. So like a well-functioning society, that's the police do its job. You know, people are well governed, etc. Guns are not preferable.
I completely disagree.
Okay. All right. Well, I would say that if you go to the store, if you walk down the street, your chances in a society for death go up. You are living in a more risky society by it.
Okay, I agree, leader. What we should do is get rid of all forms of health insurance because they're not necessary. Because in an ideal society, nothing really bad's going to happen to you health-wise, so you shouldn't have to worry about it.
I mean, what's your that would entirely depend on what you define as an ideal society. If you want to
No, it absolutely doesn't. It doesn't matter what you define as an ideal society. So
it
does. Two
I mean,
facts that you're going to have to deal with. One, okay, it's absolutely true, okay, that the average person in a society will probably not encounter a situation in which they would require a firearm. That's absolutely true, okay? But you're not carrying the firearm, okay, in order to prevent multitudes of crime. You're carrying the firearm on the off chance that you're the person that gets into that situation, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing is that even in an ideal society, okay, if I break into your house, okay, the reality is that I have somewhere between 5 and 20 minutes before the police are going to arrive.
If you're lucky.
So between 5 and 20 minutes, okay, I can do whatever I want, essentially. The purpose of owning a firearm for you in that situation is to give yourself the maximum advantage that you can give yourself to survive that 5 to 20 minutes. If you don't own a firearm, there's absolutely nothing you can do.
With the second, there's plenty of things you can do. You can lock a door. Like there was a case of like an army person like killed someone with a vase. He just threw a vase right. I think it was about 20 years ago. There's plenty of things you can do. And I'd say this: when someone breaks into your
door worked, then I wouldn't be able to break into your house.
Let me say this: if someone breaks into your house and they've got a gun and you've got a gun, how's that? That's just making everything worse.
Actually, it's making the odds even.
Well, it depends. If I can hear where they're at, the odds are in my favor. But again, if somebody breaks into my house and they have a gun and I don't have a gun, then what, leader? You're
gonna attack me on this. But if you live in a society where guns aren't common,
Your average burglar isn't going to have a gun to like rob you with. In fact, most burglaries in countries like Australia committed with knives and other sort of sharp utensils.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, say it's like you shut a door on someone who comes, on someone who comes out with your knife. It's going to do it, but they can shoot through a door.
Okay, well then you should ban all knives, right? Because then they won't be able to break into your house with a knife.
Knives are not nearly as deadly. And you can look at like similar countries, countries with guns that are banned. Suicide rate goes down, homicide rate goes down, mortality in general goes down. All crimes become less deadly.
I think that's correlation, not causation. The gun isn't causing the suicide. So
okay, but all right, no, the gun isn't causing the suicide, but people who attempt suicide with guns is far more deadly. Always.
Well, I would argue that the intention is to be deadly, but
yeah, sure, but I mean, like the idea, like people take a bunch of pills and swallow them. That's the alternative. You take a gun to your head, and in a moment of desperation, maybe it's not, maybe their life is over, but who knows? But suicides are more deadly with weapons. Robberies are more deadly with guns. With guns,
I would argue that toasters are probably as deadly as guns. So perhaps all of the people attempting it with knives simply just need to buy a toaster.
But if you live in a society, if you live in a society which is ideal, now I say ideal because I'm trying to avoid us skipping around the map from country to country.
No, it's fine. That's fine. We can go with ideal.
Yeah. So
yeah,
if you live in an ideal society, if robberies are happening, then you'd prefer them with knives as opposed to with guns.
Yeah, I mean, I would absolutely prefer that somebody try to rob me with a knife than with a gun. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
of course, I own guns, so it gives me a lot of advantage. But I'd prefer it, yeah, definitely. But what I'm trying to understand is why I should disarm. I'm not the person robbing people.
Okay, so I feel as if like that is my position. Like in an ideal society, you take me out of an ideal society and you say America should disarm. I'm not convinced that America should. So you can take that as you will because like America.
So let's say there was a way to create an ideal society in the United States. You have to make the case for why it is that's an ideal society, right? Why would it be an ideal society if there were no guns in America, right? Why should I disarm essentially? Because again, I'm armed to defend myself and my family. So you're going to have a tall hill to climb to explain to me how I should disarm because somebody else somewhere commits a crime with a gun.
Okay, sure. On an individual level, like I don't think that I could convince you to disarm. I really don't. People love their guns in America. You've got it, but I mean, like, if I look at America, I can point out 100 things that I think are wrong with it. I think that the government, the way you guys elect people is wrong. I think there's a lot of corruption. I think that there's this, and I think there's the police force is like overly brutal. I think that there's like them not enforcing, them not protecting people's property in terms of the recent riots was also terrible. There is a myriad of reasons.
Have you ever been here?
Well, yeah, no, I haven't been to America. No.
Okay. All right. This is not a gotcha. I have to ask the question because so there are lots of things I can tell you about Australia, right? Like the fact that I'm amazed that anybody's able to live there, considering the number of poisonous animals that you guys have. I mean, you have entire cities that have entire species of spiders named after them, and they're extremely poisonous. How are these people living in these cities?
We're all Steve Irwin over here, man. That's our secret.
But you see how silly that sounds, right? I've never been to Australia, right? Clearly, you guys are surviving just fine. I'm pretty sure you don't experience a spider attack every minute.
No, I agree, and I don't think these crimes are like happening like every minute, and it's not. And like as I said, like there's a lot of circumstances where I would say that guns would probably be desirable, but I think that in an ideal society, I think everyone is safer. Now, is America ideal? In my opinion,
I think in an ideal city, you might have a case. The problem, leader, is that you haven't been here, so you don't actually realize how big a country the United States is, and you don't realize how much land there actually is. And until you get here and you get into a place, trust me, if you make a trip to the United States, don't go to New York City. Go to Nebraska.
Yeah.
Right? And the reason for that is because if you go to New York City, I mean, there's just people crowded everywhere. There's a hospital every couple of miles, right? If you go to Nebraska, you realize that there are people that live an hour away from a hospital, which means that if they ever need to call for an ambulance, they're 2 hours away, right? And if you need to call the police, your local police station is like 4 or 5 cops tops, right? So you may not get somebody for an hour. So if somebody's robbing my house, even if all they have is a baseball bat and you're a 65-year-old man, you don't stand a chance of defending yourself.
Can I can I
agree with
quickly
that.
interject and ask a question?
Oh,
Just please, I'm just curious. Leader, do you believe that people on the whole are good or bad?
People have good intentions, but those good intentions are sometimes bad. People, I think
that's where this stems from, because I believe that people at their core are bad.
I'm just asking whether you think like there's 2 good people to every 1 bad person in the world, or is it even, or do you think people are on the whole decent and there's a few bad actors everywhere?
I think that
do you think that people are naturally good?
I think that people are. I would tend to believe that people are good, but
so you would say that in the world, the number of good people outweigh the number of bad people?
I'm not sure that's the case, but what I will say is this: that I find people to be blank slates. I think they can believe anything. I think that their morals can change. I think, given the right circumstances, people can do anything. I think that trying to be good natured is what people would desire. It just doesn't always come out that way.
I would say that people are basically decent, and there is a few people, there is a subsect of society that are criminally bad. And I think that if absolutely everyone was armed, then the number of good people who are armed would outnumber the number of bad people that are armed by at least a ratio of 2 to 1. Therefore, it would be inherently more hard for a bad person to get away with committing any sort of crime that infringes on somebody's liberties, because everybody's carrying. Every time I want to do something wrong, I have to take a risk that I'm going to get caught.
Well, and to give an example of that, so not to give away where I live, but there was a county in my state, okay, that had a high rate of burglaries. So they enacted a law saying that every homeowner in that county had to own a shotgun at a minimum, right? And over 10 years, the rate of burglary dropped to near 0 because nobody wants to get into a house, okay, to try and take stuff from a person that owns a shotgun, because you don't have to be very good to be good with a shotgun.
You mean it acted as some sort of deterrent?
Yeah, well, I mean, it turns out that when you're faced with actual consequences for things, you tend to start to think things through a little bit more.
No.
And a shotgun presents about as many consequences as you could possibly handle.
Sure, but that's a solution, and it worked. That's fantastic. And surely there's a better solution out there than arming everyone with, deadly weapons. Surely there's one.
I would argue that if people were a better species, then there would be better solutions for lots of things. If people were better, then there would be better solutions than capitalism. But unfortunately, people are not. And so there is not a better solution than capitalism, and firearms are the best form of defense.
You unfortunately have to take human nature and human beings for what they are, as opposed to what you want them to be. This is why communism doesn't work. Communism works.
I agree.
Communism works absolutely fabulously for bees, because they are not
Akujin?
human beings and don't have human nature.
Communism
Akujin,
works.
this is supposed to be a conversation between me and Leader.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's cool.
All right. This is, as I said, an ideal society. And you say, all right, we've got you think that there's a lot of bad people in society. I agree, but I would say that a lot of societies out there right now need a bit of work. This is why I tried to keep it on ideal, because I'll start agreeing with you if we're going to start talking about America, and that isn't going to be much of a debate.
No, it's fine. I understood. It's best to start at a neutral ground. But I think that the way my personal beliefs are, okay, is that every human being is endowed with rights by virtue of being a human being, and that also means that every human being has a responsibility. And first and foremost is the responsibility of defending yourself, your family, and your property. And it's not based on sex or gender. It's just strictly based on you're a human being. So you have a responsibility to that. And so in order to defend your property and defend your family, okay, you have to have the means of defense. And firearms are the best means of defense. And even in an ideal society, okay, where this is not something you normally have to worry about, okay, you're going to have a very difficult time convincing me and convincing a lot of people that we should not have access to the best possible defense, okay, because other people are scared of them.
Okay, it's not so much that other people are scared of them, right? It's like everyone goes on about incident this or incident that, or there was like a bad sort of thing. I think that a lot of fucked up things happen, and we don't need to really go into them, but a lot of fucked up things happen because of guns, but a lot of fucked up things don't. But what I will say is this: it's not so much about this incident or that. It's about, on the whole, things start to look safer without guns.
Well, so Lita, let me ask you a question.
And you can't.
Hold on, let me ask you a question, right? Because you said it's not about fear. If somebody came into my house and I beat them to death with a baseball bat, would you call that self-defense?
What are we talking? Are we talking about you're a 7'2" dude with biceps, burgeoning, and this guy came in, startled you, and you just swung with a baseball bat, happened to hit you in the wrong part of the head, he fell over? Or alternatively, are we talking about, you knocked a guy unconscious with a baseball bat and then just started to continue on after he was down? What are we talking about?
Okay, look, we're not talking about the movies here, Leader. Okay, here's the reality, okay? A grown man swinging a baseball bat can very easily kill another human being.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, it's not a matter of I don't have to hit him 5 and 6 and 7 times like the movies and stuff. One good swing can kill a human being.
I would say, I guess my opinion on this would be, if he presents a threat to your person and you act.
He broke into my house, so he automatically presents a threat to me.
Sure, he presents a threat to you, he sees you, he's like, oh fuck, and starts to run off, and you chase him with a baseball bat. Probably not. If he charges at you, or it starts be violent towards you when he's in your house and you accidentally killed him, yeah, sure, that's I would consider that self-defense. I think there's a lot of nuance here.
Okay, so then what's the difference between me beating him to death with a baseball bat and shooting him?
Okay, but the difference is, right, that someone may not have to enter your house armed with a gun. That's the difference. It's on the whole, things become less I like things being less fatal. That's the word. Less fatal is good. Less fatal is demonstratedly better statistics. Things would be better on the whole for the average citizen in an ideal society without guns. So if these things do happen, a shootout doesn't occur. Someone doesn't get shot because
That's absolutely not true. It's only good for half of the people.
Which half?
Okay, well, so what we're talking about are home invasion situations specifically, but we could talk about a lot of other things. But
yeah, sure.
But it's still only good for half of society. It's good for the half of society. Now you've eliminated a consequence for breaking and entering, right? Because things are less fatal. So it's not good for the homeowners. It's just good for the people breaking into homes.
Okay, but I'd like to make an assumption about people who go around breaking in homes. They're thieves. They want to get to your valuables as fast as they can. They want to get out. Now, these people, I wouldn't think are typically involved in a gang or something else.
Let's not enter gangs into this because you don't have gangs and we do. So
we talking about them bad hombres, Leader.
Sure.
You don't want
sure,
to talk
right.
about gangs. We have
No,
actual gangs here.
Yeah, I got
So we'll
you.
just go with
I
normal burglars, not
So
gangs.
like a normal burglar, I would think wouldn't carry a gun into like wouldn't carry like a weapon into your house. I don't think like that. I think their access to it would be just as hard as yours was. And without some sort of like criminal organization to procure these weapons, I think that that wouldn't be a problem you'd face. Is that fair?
Well, no, it's not fair because it doesn't have to enter the house with a weapon. He can find a weapon inside the house. But again, I mean, what I'm trying to understand is, so how is the situation being less fatal for the burglar better for me?
It's also okay. Like Water Jabbers, you are. I'm sure you're a fit man who's exceptional with firearms and probably as good, with various other tools that blunt objects. All right.
Well, so I'm not really fit, and I'm decent with a firearm. I wouldn't say that I'm exceptional, but I definitely know enough to take somebody down.
Yeah, sure. So I mean, like, for you personally, I don't know how I could convince you personally, but I would say is that there would be. I don't think that someone who comes in and burgles your house would carry a firearm, and so you wouldn't get shot at. And I think that I don't think a burglar, the intent there isn't to kill you.
Well, sure, okay. The intent isn't to kill me. The intent is to take my property. I'm defending my property, which I think we both agree I should have a right to.
Yeah,
right?
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So I have a right to defend my property. Whether or not they're here to kill me or not doesn't matter. They present a threat to me, whether they're here to kill me or not. Okay? Whether or not they have a gun, it's also irrelevant to the situation.
But I mean, it's not relevant to I mean, it's not relevant. It's relevant to what we're talking about, though.
No,
what I'm saying
it's only relevant to your point of view. It's not relevant to mine. Okay? My point of view is, it's completely possible that they could have broken into the house with a gun. That's absolutely possible. But whether or not they did or not isn't relevant to the conversation I'm having. It's just relevant to yours. Because, again, my position is that you're the one that's afraid of guns. Okay? You're saying it makes the situation less lethal. And what I'm saying is it only makes the situation less lethal for me. I'm the person that's giving up the lethality. Because whether or not they came into the house with a gun or not, and I would suggest that if they came in without one, that was a mistake. Okay, but if they came into my house without a gun,
all right, yeah. So,
okay,
listen, I can agree with that.
That's a probability,
I can agree with that.
Right?
Sure, I can agree
but
with that.
What we're talking about is the 100% chance that I own a gun.
Sure,
right?
and you personally, in your situation right now, I think that I believe you are in America, and I think that would be the correct. I think that would be the correct thing to do. But as I said, in an ideal society, we would not want people to barge into other people's house with weapons, with like guns. That's. I mean, like
look, leader, in an ideal society, nobody would barge into anybody else's house. Period.
Sure, but I mean, like, listen. No matter how great a society is, no matter how ideally we can get it, there is going to be some level of crime. People are like, there will be some level of muggings, there will be some level of murder. It's just like there's a small fraction of us that are just not quite right. Now,
okay. Yeah, we agree on that.
I can't say that, like, for example, criminal organizations, over time, they're probably going to get their hands on the weapons, and you would want, ideally, for them to be dealt with by the police. Now, for everything else, burglaries, store robberies, someone breaking into house, you don't want gunfights to happen. Like, I'm talking about on a macro scale. That, like, for you personally, I can see your want to defend your property and your house and your family and so forth. That makes sense to me. But from a macro scale, if you look at the top down, I think that you'd be preferable to have less guns in society. That's it.
Well, okay, but what we're not getting to is the why is it less preferable part. That's the point I'm trying to get to.
Because like in my, like, I think that when things are I think that reducing the mortality rate for crimes, for suicides, for everything is something that society should strive for, and that
but removing guns isn't going to lower suicides. That's a non-starter. Because again, you can do the same amount of lethality with a toaster. So
I think I think that people, like, when they attempt suicide, I don't know, this is a dark topic, but like I remember reading a statistic. I would have to look for it if you want me to bring it up, but I think that it was like I think that they were on the whole more lethal when guns are involved. and that is like there was like a statistic.
Yes, right. Yeah, which is why more people go for guns to commit suicide. No, I get that. I'm not arguing that it's not the most lethal way to do it. That's what it was built for.
Sure, but I mean, like, I like not everyone's sort of like people go through ups and downs in their life. Some people go through really bad downs, and during these parts of desperation, they'll think there's no hope, and they'll turn to something which perhaps isn't in their best interest in the long run.
Leader, I'm aware of why people commit suicide.
All right. Well, what I'm saying to you is that
what I'm asking you is, it's a non-starter because you can find 100% ways to commit suicide that aren't guns.
But
you could also jump from buildings. You could also use a toaster in a bathtub. There's a lot of ways you can kill yourself that are 100% chances that you're going to die.
What I'm saying to you is that I believe, as I said, I'd have to look at this, but I believe I saw a statistic where like in societies where like guns are readily available and it's an easy and convenient option for people, they'll go for a gun as opposed to like a bunch of pills and some water.
Sure, yeah, maybe that's true. But again, they also might decide to jump off a building.
Sure.
Okay, and that's what I'm saying is that, so it's easier for them to commit suicide. I guess that could be the argument, but it's not going to prevent the suicide.
No, it's not going to prevent the suicide. And you can't, I don't think there is an ideal society where you could completely fix a whole range of problems which people look to. Like, if we remove guns, well, criminals aren't going to have them. No, of course they'll get them. They will absolutely get them. At least like the more organized ones. But on the whole, things will be better off for the average citizen. And there's 340 million people in the United States, or 300 million people. It's between that. Ideally, you want the maximum benefit to the most amount of people.
No, I don't. I only want the benefit for myself.
I know that's my position though. Like I want the best outcome for the majority of people. And
this is the flaw. This is the flaw in your logic, okay? And this is the flaw in every single person. Okay, it's to give examples. It's the flaw in libertarian logic. It's the flaw in communist logic. It's the flaw in a lot of capitalist governments' logic. It's the flaw in a lot of European governments. It's the flaw in Australia. You're thinking that you can construct a society, okay, in which human beings do not act like human beings. And you think that this is something that you can construct. And the reality is that human beings are always going to act like human beings. So, maybe the threat isn't the criminal that's climbing into my house because he can't own a gun. But maybe the threat is the government that now that I don't own a gun can do whatever they want because I have no way of fighting back. So now how do I deal with that problem? Well, I can't. The whole point in America is that everybody is an individual and individuals have rights. The government can't abuse those rights. They can't do anything about them. And the reason why Americans are very pro-gun is because we realize that we are in charge and responsible for our lives. Not the government, not you. I am.
That's fair enough.
So owning a firearm is me taking responsibility for my life and saying, if anything should happen, I'm giving myself the most advantage that I can give myself. I go to the range and practice shooting so that if anything should occur, I have enough muscle memory that I can do what I need to be able to do. Because I realize that between the combination of all of the stress and the emotion and the adrenaline that's going to be running through my system, that's going to be difficult. So I go to the range so that I have muscle memory that I can use to react with. Right? And that's the point. The point is that Americans are responsible for themselves. The government's not responsible for us.
As it happens, I like all of that. Give us one moment. Let me just address, I'm going to address that. Let me just address crucial, because he said something along the lines of people who want to self-terminate will self-terminate. Yeah, yes, I agree with that. People who are determined to will, but a lot of people get to the point where they think they want to, but they don't.
And I think that, honestly, the best way to solve that problem, right, is to figure out how to build a structure, a structure of psychology in your country where people are able to get the help they need to get, and that their first reaction isn't, I need to kill myself.
All right, so I can tie that into what I'm going to say to you specifically. So you can't construct, I completely agree with you. We are our history. We are our past. I love striving for individual freedoms is fantastic. it's 10 out of 10. I agree with that. However, like human beings, when they're born, they're a blank slate. They can believe anything, they can be anything. It's just a ball of potential. And what we feed them is some way influences what society is going to be like when we grow up, right? You want to go, you want to, and I guess like I can argue this if you want me to, but hopefully we can move forward. What I'm trying to say is that you don't necessarily need to be in a society or need to have it's not locked in stone that society has to be so violent or like there needs to be like this way of dealing with your problems. People can it's like we, as I said, like we are who we are, and like countries have history, so there is no blank slates, but individuals are. So I'm going to say that it's not unreasonable to think of a better society, one which upholds values which are, just a little bit better than they are today. Less violent.
No, well, I understand. I would love for that to be the case.
Yeah, and
right?
As I said,
we completely agree. I would love, believe it or not, I would love for communism to work.
I'm not advocating for
No, I'm not advocating it either.
Yeah.
Okay, but what I'm telling you is a society in which no humans were competing with each other and human beings were able to simply produce what human society needed and then share that amongst each other, and everybody had what they wanted and stuff, and everybody participated at the rate that they could participate, that would be amazing, right?
Sure, but that's not necessarily what I'm going for. I'm just saying that like a lot of this gun culture, a lot of this violence is like the result of like our history or like our past. It's not necessary. I'm not saying that's not necessarily.
I understand. I understand your point. Okay, what I'm illustrating is that this is the same fallacy that a lot of these libertarians follow the same fallacy. Libertarians think that we should live in a society with no government whatsoever. Right?
Okay,
which is not possible.
Yeah, no, I agree, and as I said, I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's the fact of the matter is that human beings are what they are. Okay, so so maybe the threat isn't a burglar because the burglar doesn't have a gun. Maybe we could get to the point where nobody that lived in the country owned weapons, and that nobody could import them from other countries and all that. Again, I'll grant you all of that and eliminate all of that for you, right? But then the government now has all of the guns. So what's to prevent the government from becoming, a dictatorship?
I mean, like, sure, like all right, this is another. You've just opened a can of worms. I don't think that
you're right. It's a can of worms.
All right. So like you want this one? I don't necessarily agree that the American populace can be armed. I think that the American populace can be well trained, but like if we have to imagine a society where you've got a government bent on dictatorship and controlling the lives of people, then
well, before you're done, Krubu had thrown two to ask, how did you plan to disarm the criminals?
As like, so this is the point. This is why I said like,
I think Leader cedes the point that disarming the criminals would be far more difficult than disarming the citizens. I don't think that's what he's saying.
Yeah, and this is like I tried to avoid like, I think as I said, I think Australia did a pretty good job of it. 340 million people with guns. How are you going to fucking disarm them? Every time there's like word of disarmament, the gun, like people just buy like an absolute ton of them. It's ridiculous. There's too many guns.
I mean, the answer is you're not going to be able to disarm them because we're not giving them up. But again,
sure.
So let's go back to the question. So if you've disarmed the entire state, okay, all of the citizens no longer have guns. How do you prevent the government from becoming tyrannical?
I think that this is why I said ideally at the start of this, but I would say that I would hope that you would have good systems in place so that a representative is, that the government is wholly representative. You would I guess this doesn't answer your question because I'm just defining an ideal society. But I mean, it would, as I said, like I don't think the US fits the bill for like great government.
No. We're talking again. We're not talking about the U.S. at this point. We're talking about this ideal society.
All right,
That
okay,
ideal
so
society survives for a generation and a half.
all right, sure. So like, what I would do is I would say let's have a government that gets to that's representative of the people. Let's have it so there's a preferential vote, and let's have it so voting is mandatory. Pay a small fine if you don't get vote. If you don't, if you don't.
Leader, you're establishing what an ideal government is, but that's not the question. How do you prevent that government from becoming tyrannical?
You would need to have a good government in place. Now, I would say that you need to have like good government systems and checks and balances in place. I don't necessarily think that having guns is a good check to a bad government. I think that's probably if it comes down to that, you're already living in a dystopia. It's gonna be fucked.
Well,
that's what I would say.
I mean, I think 1776 politely disagrees with you and tosses your team to their harbor.
I said you would. I'm not big on American history. You would have to educate
1776 was the year that we declared it.
Rise again.
Yeah, we declared independence from Britain and tossed their fucking team to the harbor and pissed them off.
Sure, but
it was the start of the American Revolution. The point is, okay. I've heard a lot of people say things, and this is kind of in the same vein of what you're saying, right? That, well, how are the American people going to fight the American military? And the answer to that question is, we don't have to fight the American military. We just have to kill the people commanding them.
Yeah, sure. Like I agree. As I said, that's fucked. So what do you like? That's like a really dystopian nightmare you're talking about there. I hope it never comes to that.
It's not dystopian.
Sure, but
at
I
all.
mean, like
We
you've
just
got
establish a new government and move about our day.
I mean, like they've got tanks, cruise missiles. Like they're like the U.S. military is right now well equipped to deal with a guerrilla fighting force, because of the experience they have gained in places like Afghanistan and Iraq. I mean, like it would. I mean, you could succeed. You could very well succeed. There's 340 million people, and not as many in the military. But the bodies would stack up high, and there's if you want, that's probably the worst way to try and fix a problem in government.
To say
someone who gets in power.
To say what Jabba's just said is a dystopian argument is completely incorrect. It's not dystopian. It's history. Yeah. It's literally happened every single time there's been a government.
Yeah, all right.
Well,
sure. You get people that live in bunkers that can fly tiny little fucking things over your head and drop explosives. It's not only that. They can wipe out cities with the command of a button. How are people going to take out tanks, dude? What are they going to do now?
Let me ask you a question. Just really, really simple question. Okay. The people in those bunkers, right? Are those going to be American citizens that have signed up for the military? Or are we going to import a foreign military that doesn't care about the people that they're blowing up with the bombs? Because here's what I'll tell you, because I actually know a lot of military people. Military people join the military because they want to protect the country. When they say the country, they don't mean the government. They mean the people that they know and love. And that's why they join. Sure. So if the American government turned the military on the people and the people resisted with firearms, do you honestly believe that all of the people in the military are going to stay in the military?
Sure, you've got that, but we're talking about if there is like a bad way to try and stop a dictatorship in power, it's a way. It may work, but I mean, how can you what are you going to do when say it's a dictatorship? They don't care about people's lives. They got the support of the majority of the military. You'll still have people in bunkers flying tiny little planes over people's houses, just dropping bombs wherever they think you're at. it's like you can take this as far as like as you want. Like the military is fucked. We're so good at destroying each other right now. But look at like what is it? Before they went into Afghanistan, didn't they launch like cruiser missiles and take out like every government building there was? Just before they rocked up, they found some people in like bunkers with like rifles. I'm not that great at military. I'm not a military historian, but like my understanding of like how good we are at fucking shit up is I think that's accurate. I don't think that's desirable at all. I don't think where you'd want this kind of thing to any kind of scenario like this to go down.
So I have to bounce out. I have a meeting in a couple of minutes, but I'm glad that we were finally able to get to a point where both of us agree. And what America needs is less gun control, so that way we might actually stand a chance at fighting the American military.
Well, let's hope it never comes to that, buddy. But yeah, sure, I agree with you. Like, I was never arguing to take away guns from America in the first place. So there you go. We both agree.
All right, catch you guys later.
Later, did leader got pillowed? Is that what I saw?
It would seem so.
I think I go
that was a pill on.
Not a big deal. So, leader, do you feel better now that you had the talk?
Well, I'm just glad I was able to look into the mirror and say jabbers, jabbers, jabbers 3 times. That was an experience. The Wishmaster came for me himself. How wonderful.
Oh. Someone say, good debate. Respect to water jabbers. Super Spurg in the chat. And people said it was a good debate. There you go. You did a debate.
A viable ninja. I mean, did I make it about America? We ended up talking about like the reasons like we started talking about the reasons why he personally wants guns. So it became about America. I'm not trying to assign blame, but I didn't make it about America. I was from the outset very clear
that it was about theoretical situation that doesn't exist in reality.
Ideally.
You said we live in a society a lot.
Ideal. All right. Do we? When I had that talk about you, first it was about America, then Australia, then Japan, then Germany, and just all these different countries came in. Very little experience in talking about.
I didn't know leader was spelled slay. Oh, that's terrible. They're giving you shit.
In an ideal society, leader made good arguments.
That's good. Oh dear. I heard 0 fake laughs, not a debate. Red feather.
Accurate. There were no fake laughs, so it's not a real debate, bro.
Yeah,
0 out of 10. No one mentioned each other's private tweets or called anyone an abused bitch or anything terrible, just terrible.
Yeah, there was no laughing and tweeting and woe dogging.
Man.
Yeah, obviously. That's what I was trying to say. It wasn't necessarily I wasn't trying to take water chat. I was just trying to describe how we it's good.
Were you trying to bully?
I'm not trying to bully water jabbers. I was trying to be respectful. I was that would be just rude. He leaves, as soon as he leaves, like that water jabber star, right? That would be just rude.
I think the ninja wants a piece. I mean, he's been throwing a lot of shit at both of you from the chat. Seems like he's got things to say.
Is Ninja mad at both of them?
Yeah.
Goddamn, okay. That's legal. You can not agree with either one of them, damn it.
Yeah, but surely he's not just going to remain a salty duck in the chat and just throw shit at everyone without...
Well, now why are you talking shit at him?
Oh, dear.
Is Akujin just like stirpot.exe today? Like that's all
No,
he's doing?
it was very foul of him.
Akujin's
Wow.
Akujin's like. This is what Akujin's like sitting there. He's like, man, I don't want to fucking do this topic with Leader. Hey, I know. What a jabbers. Throws the fucking pen that way. Oh, yeah, Ninja, you're piping up. Why don't you give it a shot? That's what Akujin's doing.
He's talking a whole lot of shit.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. I don't know why you like that. You know, people saying things, you're gonna single them out and be like, oh, that's very foul of you. You talking shit.
I mean, I think Ninja Fowl also missed the part that Jabba's just reiterated, where he goes, his position was that an ideal society was one that doesn't
Do you
require
hear this motherfucker?
people to own guns, whereas Jabba's position, which is also mine, is that an ideal society couldn't exist because human beings are human with human nature.
Listen, are you going to make that argument for Jabbas? I would say that the
No,
ideal
Jabba's made that
society-
argument. He
I would say
made that
in an
argument
ideal
when you were
society-
talking to him, and he brought it up again just then.
I would say that in an ideal society isn't that far out of reach. I think that a lot of things which hold societies back are like systemic power issues, where we've got big corporations, big government getting way too good at keeping control and power and money to themselves. I'm not necessarily making a communist argument here. What I'm saying to you is that in economics, competition is like the more competition you have, the better the market is. And well, you can apply, in my opinion, you can apply that to government. You can apply that to corporations, and they've gone too big, too powerful, and it's stifling a lot of. It's stifling where we're at right now. That's my opinion on the matter.
That's Tonka's opinion too.
I don't know if that's necessarily my opinion.
Oh, it's not? What was your opinion?
I have guns because they're legal. I'm not like hyper attached to them, but I've got them. So.
Just sitting here, just like throwing people at me. It's like, fight this one. Go ahead, do it. Sorry, Tom, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Nice. I'm not like hyper passionate about guns, but I have them.
No, that's fair enough. If I lived in America, I would have guns too, for what it's worth. I know that may seem hypocritical, but like it is. There is realities about society that I don't know.
I thought he was about to say we live in a society again. He's going for it.
Fucking whatever. I don't know, man.
Motherfucker.
No guns, just fists equals scared Akujin.
Who's
You're
that?
getting called out now.
That's Ninja. Okay. Okay, hold on. Akujin, why are you picking so many fights with people today? What's going on?
I'm not doing. I don't know.
Why are you doing it?
I'm not doing none of that. You know who was picking fights?
Who is picking fights?
A bulldog.
A bulldog.
Yeah, this bulldog decided to pick this fight with this kid's little sister, and he fought the bulldog off with his bare hands, and he's just been awarded the new WBC champion of the world, the bravest man on earth. He has this WBC belt given to him right there, and he 100% earned it, in my opinion. Saw this bulldog tearing his little sister apart, and he's like, fuck you, I'm gonna have a piece of you. Come at me, bro. And saved his sister. And he's a hero.
Akujin saving his own skin here. He did it. He did good. He did good. He's like, hey, look at a feel-good story. Yeah, that's a good story. It's a good story.
Now, in an ideal society, we wouldn't have dogs so that they wouldn't be going around biting people like this. He wouldn't have had to resort to the old fisticuffs. However, it's what happened.
Akujin, more like Aku passive aggressive. Am I right? Am I right? Doesn't want to get into it. Just wants to like meander about, take pot shots, just peer up that wall.
That's very foul of you,
Down.
Akujin.
I have no idea
Foul
what you're
indeed.
talking about.
You don't know what you're talking about.
No, no. Just rolling with the news stories. This was one that was actually specifically requested by Ninja.
Okay, hold on. Are you trying to wrap this back around to take a joke? You're terrible. You're the worst. You can't use a little boy getting a boxing belt as a jab at somebody. You dirty bastard.
I'm not doing that at all.
You dirty fucker.
I wouldn't do.
He wouldn't do so. This guy. Cruiser Bunny says, "Oh shit, pot shot's taken."
Yeah, it happens. I mean, in an ideal society, there would be no pot shots to take.
And now another pot shot taken at leader.
Oh wow, there we go, Akujin. How's this? When we play like Warzone later, is this what you're gonna be like, huh? You're gonna be
In an
like,
ideal game of Warzone, it's
I think these debates just you know what they do? They rustle Akujin's jimmies. They're talking about this.
Oh.
It just doesn't sit right with him.
Akujin, are your jimmies rustled?
Unfortunately, they are a little rustled. I mean, in an ideal society, people wouldn't be out there rustling other people's jimmies like this.
He's going for it.
Fucking,
He's doubling down.
This is just where we're at. This is a state of our capitalist society, where all of these companies have so much power that people are out here rustling each other's jimmies and shit.
Man. They're memeing on this society thing now. They're making this a thing. Leader in his society.
We live in a society. You guys.
No. What is Akujin doing now? Where are we at? Where did you go?
To an ideal society.
You went to an... This fucking guy.
He retreated back into his head.
Oh, did I put this on the screen? Oops.
Yes, you fucking
I
mark.
thought I was just looking at that on my own.
That's why I was waiting for you to tell the people what you're doing.
I was just having a look at this article that was posted where a son saves a family of 6 by taking out an armed home invader.
It's advertising dirty photos, Akujin. It's advertising dirty photos. Get out of here. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, so what are we looking at?
Well, in Houston, Texas, the planned attack on a family was thwarted by a son who was returning home with his mother. Upon arrival, chaos was happening inside the home as 3 armed intruders ambushed the father as he arrived home from work and forced him inside. And shortly after this began, the son arrived home with his mother and siblings in the vehicle. Once he realized something was wrong, he grabbed his gun and went after the armed suspects in an attempt to stop them terrorizing his family.
That sounds wonderful. I mean, that sounds 10 out of 10, Akujin.
One of the suspects, who was armed, was shot in the head. The other 2 suspects jumped on top of the hood of the mother's car while she and the child were still inside.
You wanna do in this? All right. So I mean, you wanna grab like anecdotal examples. Sure. I mean, I can go. There's like some pretty brutal examples of people just like misusing guns, and then you'll come at me and you'll say, "Oh, it's not the guns that are evil; it's the people that are evil." And it'll be like, well, it's the same. It's the same thing that this guy was able to defend his father with, was able to go on a rampage for.
It's not exactly like this isn't like a big savior of the argument, Akujin.
Well, I
Help for the
understand.
Guild List 35 said, in an ideal society, Akujin would have a computer that could actually run Warzone. But here we are. Akujin uses a baked potato connected to a microwave. And also, Billy through Tuna said, in an ideal world, the humans wouldn't exist.
Yeah, well,
Could be onto something.
yeah.
But like you were saying, Akujin, in an ideal society.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Did you take it off the screen so you could get the dirty pictures?
Maybe.
I thought so. What happens? They advertise dirty pictures. Akujin's like, hold up a
Now
minute.
they want to sell me some pills to grow my penis.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in an ideal society, my penis would already be 6 foot, and I wouldn't need these pills.
See?
It's always like something, isn't it, Akujin? You just find problems with I don't know. As I'm trying to say, the way I talk Russell's Akujin's Jimmy's.
You
If
think
I'm
you have
ever
Akujin's number. That's what you're saying.
no. What I'm saying to you is that sometimes I'll be thinking about something and I'll babble. I'll do like no mad babble. I'll be like, or maybe like I'll say something a little bit too much, like in a society. This Akujin's like, the fuck you talking about, buddy? Just like, what do you think? You think that's? I don't know. Just Russell's his jimmies,
Do you not want to be his buddy pal?
buddy, mate, friend.
Of course I do, but he's out here all the time rustling my jimmies. I mean, how am I supposed to withstand this onslaught of Jimmy rustling?
Leader, do you think you can win Akujin over?
But on the guns thing, no, I think Akujin and I are friends. But I don't think I need to like win him over. I mean, in terms of like his personality, but in terms of like the gun debate, I think that Akujin is like very firmly placed in a camp. And we come from like
Wow, now he's putting me in re-education camps.
Oh dear.
We have
he
two
went there.
very...
Is this where your ideal society leads, leader? To the camps?
We'll try to make this safer.
Listen, we view the world in two different ways, and that from like our viewing the world in two different ways comes a difference in perception, a perspective, and I don't know if that's reconcilable. I can talk at him. I can talk at him all he wants, and I can tell like why I think this is better. I like I mean it's the Akujin values things a little bit differently than I do.
Okay.
You
you mentioned something earlier. Maybe you can win him on this. You said, I think me and Akujin are friends. I'll give you a minute straight. Try to win Akujin over as a friend, to where maybe he will cease this bullying.
What?
Cease the bullying, huh? Cease the bullying. I don't know. All right, sure, why not?
My mentor Tonka told me that not to be friends with people on the internet.
Oh, true that. Does Akujin always do what he's told, though? Is he a sheep? Are you a sheep?
Well, I thought obviously you were asking that to Tonka because you wouldn't ask Akujin, does Akujin, I wouldn't say to you, oh, does the leader always think that blah, blah, blah. But no, I'm not a sheep.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe I just got confused there. I think I got cut out for a second there when people was talking.
No, you didn't get cut out. Tonka just chose not to answer.
Oh.
He's sitting in the back, pot stirring. Taking pot shots.
One of you's a pot stirring, the other was pot stirring. Alright, fine. No, good guy. So, are you guys up for a little bit of a topic change?
What do you got?
I would like one of you to describe to me the latest in this COG drama, if that's okay. Is that
Man.
is that good, or is I can understand if you've already like done it on the show, so you don't want to rehash that.
I don't know, maybe Tonga wants to talk about it. I'd rather talk about anything else other than God. In an ideal
Other than-
society, I wouldn't have to talk about
That
God.
would be the
Hold on, you blinked out. You said other than what?
COG.
Cog? Oh god. What happened to Cog today? What did he do?
No, the leader's like asking me to keep him updated.
About Cog?
Yeah, he wants to know what the deal with COG is. I'm like, he's British. He's doing the internet thing. I would rather talk about anything else other than COG.
Did anybody get the super chats? I take it leader.
Well, leader is. I've been waiting for him to read them.
So, like, Billy the Senpai Inc. said, I believe Water Jab has said something as well, but I just missed that. All you want is a quick fix answer, so you blame an inanimate object for the actions of a sentient being. I mean, like, okay, so what I would say to you is that I'm not like, guns are a weapon, they are dangerous, and you say, but well, people are dangerous. It's people the one who commit the crimes. People are stupid, dog. I mean, people do stupid things with guns. You know, there's like, I don't know, dude. I think that my argument is that society will be safer. You know, that's what I'm saying. I don't have to go through it all again. I'm not particularly blaming. I guess I am in some sense, but I'm not looking for it as a quick fix. On some level, there is like an acknowledgement that human nature is this human nature. We will do things that are undesirable for like everyone else in society. I'm trying to, I guess, on some level, I'm trying to minimize some harm there, but like, you know, and I don't know, dude. I think that's a gross mischaracterization of what I said.
Hey Tonka, do you think your legs and your fists are dangerous?
Ah, shit.
What do you mean?
I mean, would you say that your legs and your fists are dangerous?
I love the shit, man.
I don't know. It all depends. If you're talking like if you're fighting somebody like their legs and fists, is it dangerous? Yeah, they're trying to hit you.
So you would say that at times your legs and your fists could be dangerous.
Yeah, I mean a lamppost can be dangerous, I guess.
In an ideal society, would you forego having these fists and legs?
I get what he's doing now. Okay.
Jabbers for 5 said the article wasn't anecdotal. Between 500k to 3 million crimes are prevented each year by armed citizens, and Billy goes, humanity is a stupid creature. It doesn't matter if you remove any weapon, we'll find a way to kill one another. You want a peaceful world, eliminate humanity. Ideal Society 2024.
I don't want necessarily a peaceful world. I'm not particularly after a society where no one kills each other. My point is very simple. There is guns guns make certain things more lethal. People are going to do bad things. It's just the way people are. Guns makes a lot of these actions more lethal. So I mean, what do you want from a society? What do you want to live in? Do you want to live in a place where do you want to live in do you want to live in a place where it's safer? Is that it? See, I was gonna say it. I didn't. I stopped myself.
Oh, it's fucked up. He's doing it. It's fine. It's fine.
I-
You can do it. It's okay.
It's all right. Leader is definitely enlightened. I agree with that. This guy's it's a good egg right there. That guy, that monkey foot, he's going places.
Man.
You realize that close to 1,200 people died in 2019 on Australian roads?
You sat here and you told me like, I don't want to get into this later. I don't.
Talking
And then like,
Would you
and
have
this
cut? I
entire
just want to
time-
know if because
this entire time you're just like popping over that ledge with that sniper and having a discussion with water chaps.
I'm
Akujin
just saying. I'm
Akujin
looking
in.
at this thing where like last year 1,200 people died on Australian roads and wondering, you know,
Buddy,
would you,
I just
in an ideal
don't think you wanna get
society,
into it.
would you make
It's
travel
alright,
safer by
pal.
eliminating cars?
All right, buddy, it's all good. Listen, you don't want to get into it, and that's fine. We won't get into it. Okay? It's all good. I understand. It's better we put this in a box. It's all good, bro.
Yeah, I'm sure for you it is.
Oh.
Oh, jeez. I didn't actually hear that last word he said, so I imagine that's pretty
He
important.
said, "For you, it is."
Oh, for me it is. Ooh. You're entitled to believe what you want, man. It's all good. Free society, everyone has opinions.
And
Said that
Crucial's
word again.
opinion for $2 is lethal is binary, not on a spectrum. By which he means less lethal is a marketing gimmick. Saying that something is less lethal means that it's still lethal. For example, tasers, flashbang grenades, they are rubber bullets. They are classified as less lethal weapons, but
Yeah.
they are still lethal. They have the capacity to kill.
Someone. All right. I tell you.
You have
what,
any
I'll
idea
give
how
him
many
this.
thousands
I
of
tell you
people
what,
die on the shitter every year?
I'm willing to secede this point to you, Akujin. I tell you what, just give me a little. Get me the top. I want to see the top kills by guns. Like, just in one setting. And get
top
me and
10 kills by gun.
Yeah, top 5. Just get me those, and then I would like to tell you what, and we'll compare them to the top 5 slasher deaths. I like to see those numbers.
Slasher
Like to
death.
see-
Jesus.
Yeah, let's see some knife action here. Let's see where that ends up. Let's go down that road. See, which
This
one
got
ends
dark.
up, in more people dying.
This got really
go.
dark.
What do you want from me? I'm just getting sniped at constantly. The idea is just to wear me down. He's like, I'll get him eventually if I keep bringing this up. Oh.
Man, leader, what happened? You're calling to see people die before you now?
No, it's not. You and I both know that there's no way Akujin will do that.
It's a bad plan to do that. We don't need to bring up people being murdered. Come on, what's going on here?
Sure, why not then? My point is that
You can't be doing that. Showing murderings?
That would be just rude. You're right. I'm sorry, Akujin. Are we all good now? Good golly.
You made him good golly.
Did I do that?
Why are you doing this to yourself, Akujin? I can't imagine this would be good.
It's fucked up. Oh, Slacker32 said leader is just a mad little man on a little island. Aw.
A little island. It's pretty sure it's bigger than not bigger, but it's equal to or a little bit less than mainland United States in terms of size. How dare you call this? I mean, you could call me mad, I guess. It's not little. Australia's quite big, I'll have you know.
It's above average.
Oh, dear.
Okay, Akujin, where are we at? You're looking at there's a graph here. What is this?
Deadliest mass shootings since 1949 in the
Oh,
United
dear.
States. Las Vegas shooting, 58 deaths. Orlando nightclub shooting, 49. Virginia Tech shooting, 32. Sandy Hook,
What?
27. Sutherland Springs, 26.
What are you looking up the top 5?
He asked for it.
Okay, all right,
Yeah,
fine.
huh?
73. All right, in New Orleans. 73 mass murder at a gay bar in New Orleans, killed 32 with a cigarette of lighter fluid. 87 murdered in New York City in 90 with $1 worth of gasoline.
Holy fuck.
1986 in Puerto Rico, union officers put pressure on an employer by using camp stove gas to murder 97. 5th of July this year, Port Angeles in Washington burned down his trailer, killing his wife and 3 children.
That sounded like 4.
After the 96
That
Port
sounds
Arthur
not bad.
mass murder, Australia banned most semi-automatic rifles, but they still have mass murders. 8 siblings killed in mass stabbing in Queensland, 5 bludgeoned to death in Sydney in 2009. Mass murders by arson still a problem.
Okay, so like people like that's fucked up with the whole
15 killed in a hostel in Childers in Queensland.
This really rustles your jimmies, doesn't it, Akujin? My position really gets under your skin. Good golly. That whole, I gotta say to you, like the whole like canister thing, that's fucked up. That is really fucked up.
2016, a former employee of a nursing home stabbed to death 19 of the patients. 8 students were stabbed to death
Hold on,
in
a former
Osaka.
employee of a nursing home. Oh shit, yeah.
Combination vehicle stabbing incident in Tokyo 2008, where a father burned wife and 5 children to death in Tokyo 2017. Last month, 35 died when a man set fire to an anime studio.
Yeah, that was fucked
It
up.
seems by far that the most lethal of all of these things
is arson. Yeah, that's fucked up.
Fire. So in an ideal
Yeah.
society, we get rid of fire, right?
I don't see how you would do that, but I mean like
China,
That-
another
you're- I
society
mean,
with very
you're
strict gun
opening
laws,
my
also
eyes
has
right now,
mass
Akujin.
murders in 2014. Terrorist knife attack in Kuning left 33 dead and 143 injured.
hold on, China.
Yep, China.
How the
People
hell
are
does
crazy
someone
in
do
China,
that?
though.
How the
China's
hell does
crazy.
someone do that?
Well, China hasn't outlawed knives yet. That's how.
Oh, well, I mean, fucking. I
A
guess
series
like,
of
I
school
guess
attacks in the early 2010s killed at least 25 in total. While not all of these school attacks were mass murders, 5 or more killed in one attack, some meet the criteria. 8 school children murdered with a knife in Nanping in March 2010. 9 murdered in Hanzhong with a meat cleaver, 2010. Explosions. 22 killed with explosives in Manchester, England, 2017. 2 terrorists killed 33 people at an airport and subway station in Brussels with bombs.
You made your point. We don't need to continue
There
going
have
down.
been motor vehicle mass murders in Europe and Australia. 84 murdered with a truck in Nice, France. 84.
That's terrorism.
Let's see. The very highest mass shooting ever. The Las Vegas shooting.
As I recall,
58.
As I recall, my initial
84
thing, I said slashing.
murdered with a
I said
fucking
slashing.
truck in Nice.
I know, and I'm pretty
Well,
sure
you had
that-
called for a
84.
top 5 of each, right? Like,
Yeah,
he only
top
called for a top
58.
5. I think
I only
actually
called
keeps
for a
going like top 12.
buddy. I only
84.
called for like a top 5.
58.
Akujin, and I said slashings for what it's worth. The 33 was fucked up. Everything else is this is just depressing as fuck. Not gonna lie.
Well, I
People
mean,
can
you
do
asked
this
him for a
shit.
top 5 of each. I was like, that's a
wasn't even
bit dark of you,
serious
leader,
about
but
it. Like, it
okay.
was something like it's something like you ask about something like, all right, you want ask Akujin something really tedious, and he's gonna go do that. He's gonna do it to me. He's gonna get the tedious
He's
stuff.
gonna.
Fine.
He will do
Fine.
it.
2019 Sri Lanka Easter bombings
Oh,
on April
goddamn.
21st, 2019.
He just needed 5.
Suicide bombing, killed 259, injured 500 plus.
That's a lot of people.
If Akujin, if your position was like certain people, like I don't know, dude.
In an ideal society, we would ban explosives and knives and cars and fists and on petrol. One day we'll get there.
I mean, fucking hell, mate. Not everyone know what. I don't want to argue this with you, but I would say that not everyone like it's.
It seemed like you wanted to
Small.
argue it.
No, I didn't want to like.
No,
we
you
agreed.
wanted to argue it. You wanted to argue it. You wanted to argue it when you thought that guns were more lethal, and that was gonna like be a gotcha for you. You wanted to argue it then.
It's not a gotcha. It's what I believe.
Yes,
this isn't a gotcha.
And you believe in bullshit. You thought that guns would be the worst of the mass killings, that they'd kill so many people. But compared to a basic fucking rent-a-truck, they get double the amount of the highest.
Akujin, that sort of stuff, it's not like, I don't know. That particular one is like terrorism and everything that sort of entails.
Oh, really?
That.
That's terrorism? Yeah. What is a mass shooting?
That's what at least that's I believe. I could be wrong. But I think
what is a mass shooting?
Is that not organized by an organization that's not set out to like bring down the wall of Western society?
Really? You don't think the Columbine guys were trying to terrorize their school? You don't think that was terrorism under the modern terrorism laws? You don't think that they would be tried for terrorism?
You think that what is it?
Or would they be tried for mass gun slaughter?
Like, what is it?
What law would they be charged under?
Idolize fucking. I don't know. I don't know U.S. law. Are you an expert in U.S. law, Akujin?
I can tell you that they would be charged under terrorism.
Oh, well, I mean, if you say so.
They would be charged under terrorism by Australian law too.
Oh, I mean, you would hope so. You'd want them to go for away as long as possible, but I don't think those two are like. I make like when I say these sorts of things, it's a generalization. It will make the majority of people,
and you're always generally wrong.
Safer. Not generally wrong.
You are always generally wrong. You were generally wrong about the fucking gun deaths versus everything else. And in an ideal society, you wouldn't say this stupid shit, but you do.
Slasher. I said slasher, Akujin. You expanded that to fucking make your argument better. You want to fucking compare knife deaths to fucking guns? Go for it.
Why would I use a knife when I could use a truck?
Yeah, because I said that. Because I'm not going to include fucking explosions in this fucking agreement.
Okay, so... Alright. So, why don't we compare gun deaths to deaths by spork?
I don't know.
Would that be better for your argument?
Here's an idea. Let's compare gun deaths in the US to everything bad that happened everywhere else in the world, and then let's use that to try and prod an argument, which is more about statistics, about how things are like overall going to be better off because it involves ease of access, how people act, and how people act.
You just brought up that argument. You opened that door, and you just didn't like what was on the other side of that door.
We were talking about US and that. Nice. I don't think that's in the US, buddy. Berlin? I don't think that's in the US either.
You got me.
Well, I mean,
Berlin and Nice are not in the US.
Sure,
you win.
Well, I mean, what do you want? Do you want to expand?
No, I concede.
Let's see the worst gun deaths in the
concede.
entire world. Up against each other then. If fucking
Is he back? Okay, hold on. I was gonna say, all right, I'm reading back, and at least one person does agree with Leader.
That's nice.
AIU agrees with you. I think Leader. I think he agrees with you. If not, he's just saying that Akujin's wrong. But on the thing of bringing up the statistics with the Leader. He asked a really weird question, and I don't know what it was.
It was something that wasn't like I didn't actually expect to get into.
Yeah, you told him, show me the top 5 gun deaths and show me the top 5 non-gun or top 5 gun massacres and the top 5 not gun massacres, something like that. And I was like, well, that's fucking dark.
I said slasher, but sure, whatever.
That was a weird question for you to ask. I thought that was uncharacteristically dark of you.
Yeah, sure. It was.
I thought it was a strange place to go, but you.
It was. I did apologize for it. It was something
very dark.
I'm like, why does he keep doing this to him in his argument? Does he not know how this is going to turn out? And the answer was no. He didn't know how it was going to turn out.
Well, I didn't.
I was just saying. I don't know where the end point ended up going with it, but just wanted to make sure, it was stated that it was a weird question you had asked.
Yes, I agree. That was a very weird.
That was where that came. That was weird.
It was not. It wasn't something that I asked It wasn't like a serious question, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know now.
I thought you were serious right up until you realized
I didn't actually. For one, I didn't expect you to do it. For two, it seemed apparent to me that I did say slasher, mind you, that there would be no comparison. The 33 in China, that's fucked up. I didn't expect there to be anywhere near that high.
Well, I imagine. It was a weird thing to bring up. I don't know why you did that. But I just wanted to point out at least one person seems to, at least kind of agree with you, and you're not getting nearly as much shit from at least one person.
I gotta say.
But he may not agree with you and just disagree with Akujin, and in that case, you're still probably on your own. Well, but it's okay.
As far as Devin goes, I don't know who he even thinks he's talking to, and I think he may have misunderstood my position.
I do not know you.
I imagine Devin is pro-gun.
I don't think he is. I'm pretty sure he is. I might be wrong. I don't know.
So love it if Devin was anti-gun. I don't expect him to be. Man, I'd be happy with that.
The fucking leader's like, oh, that would make me so happy.
One person in my camp, it'd be like everyone else just be like, fuck that leader guy. We got Akujin over here, just off in the corner, just sniping me.
Which in an ideal society, I wouldn't have the rifle to snipe you, but I wish that I hope for your sake that AIU is anti-gun. So that you have a friend who is also wrong.
Wow.
Oh, jeez.
Are you allowed to have guns where you're at, Akujin?
Yes.
No.
Okay, I didn't know. That was a real question.
Aren't you Australian?
Yes.
Okay, so you must live on... All right, no problem. No problems.
It would be extremely hard and expensive for me to get a firearm, but yes, I can get firearms.
But not illegal. Like, it can be difficult, but is it illegal?
It would be extremely hard and difficult for me to get legal firearms, but yes, I could get legal firearms.
Okay. I was just wondering. Just saying. Didn't mean nothing by it.
It would be very cheap and very easy for me to get illegal firearms.
Okay.
I mean, like I know some of the requirements, at least for Western Australia, where on what you have to do, what you have to have to be able to get a gun, and I just don't want to like. I don't want to put that out there. That's just why I stopped. I don't know.
Do you think that Akujin was bullying?
No, I honestly think that Akujin disagrees with me. It's
I do
like
too.
he wants to have the debate. He just doesn't want to get into like 2 hours of like argument with me. On
That's
something,
understandable.
I may or may not have been pot stirring.
Oh, a little coming clean now. All right. Okay. All right. Everybody slowly
I may be
doing the
kicking
reconcile
you,
dance.
I may be kicking you in the dick every single time I say "in an ideal society,"
dude. It's
which I wouldn't do in an ideal society. But I don't know why
Oh,
this keeps
God.
happening.
I mean, I know Akujin, you like to meme. Listen. You're a frustrated guy. I got it. It's okay, buddy. Just I didn't even know what to say. That I wouldn't describe it as a kick in the dick though. But fuck, dude. So I'm just worn out right now. Okay, fucking give me a break.
You need a nap
Give me a break.
and a chalky milk.
Yeah, actually, that'd be nice.
Here's a question that I don't know. It's kind of on that debate, but I don't know if it necessarily relevant to whether either of you changes a stance or anything like that. But if guns had not been invented up until now, and you had the plans in your hand, you could make it. Are you gonna make the guns?
Yep.
You're gonna do it?
Yep.
No deliberation on that. You're just, yeah, I'm gonna make it.
Oh.
Okay.
It was the development of guns that stopped us from becoming a world Muslim caliphate.
No,
Maybe.
but didn't like.
And
Wasn't it the
if it was developed right now, it would be guns that would stop us from becoming, all satellite states of the Chinese government.
But hold on, Akujin, didn't they? Okay, like this. I mean, I'm basing this off a meme, right? And this is me loosely knowing history. Wasn't like the first use of cannons on Constantinople, where they fucking massacred everyone? Isn't that like a
Maybe.
big gun?
Oh.
It was like I don't know. I could be wrong about that.
Maybe. I don't know.
Team leader, I got your Australian back, dude. Thanks, lawyer bot. Respect.
No, lawyer bot agrees with you.
I don't
There, all right. You're collecting people. All right. One of them was AIU. The other one, lawyer bot. All right. You're building a little group here.
Oh well, it is nice. Man, it's like some people go from like big debates to big debates, so they'll go into a room with like 9 people who like disagree with them. It's like it's like arguing with like 3 or 4 people is exhausting. You got to know your shit to be able to do that sort of thing.
Well, yeah. But I don't know.
That's one of the things that's so hilarious about people like John Swan saying debate me on copyright law, because that motherfucker does not know any of his shit about any shit.
Well, yeah. Also that.
I'm sure John Swan's a nice person, but it didn't seem like he was.
I don't know. He
Very
kind of seems like a snarky asshole to me. He has a very, very punchable face.
Billy Senpai, to be quite honest, this is boring. Apparently, we're not
You're being boring. Your gun debate was boring.
Apparently.
You conceded too early, leader. You ended up building up a bit of a following, but it was too late, and you gave it up.
I'm sure we can. I'm sure we can. I'm sure we can get back into. We can hit that fucking nail on the head as many times until you guys are satisfied. It's not. It's not really
Eventually.
a big deal.
But you wouldn't have made the gun, by the way? At the dawn of gun times, you wouldn't have made the gun?
I'm very pro existing. So I mean, like, if I there's not at the dawn of gun time. I mean, everything that's happened up until this point has led into me existing. It would be what's happened has happened. But I mean, I wouldn't change the past. I like living, so that's what I'd say to that. It's not. I mean, like, there'd be very few things that would change my opinion on that particular thing. If the world was nuked, yeah, I'd say let's go back. Let's do a redo. Let's do a do-over on that one. You know, if we fucked each other over and went over nuclear winter. But we are a product of everything that has happened before us. And if we go ahead and change stuff, that if we could, if it was even possible, and it may not be.
Are you worried about the butterfly effect on this?
I don't know the butterfly. Oh well, I mean maybe, but it's more like a principle that what is done, and that it is. I'm far more interested in what happens in the future than what has happened in the past. I think that's like a principle that I think I try to stick by, and I think that it's a good way to sort of look at the world on things. And yeah, I don't know, like I think that yeah, so what's happened in the past has happened, and you and I can't change that. It's beyond our control. But
Well,
for all the evil that has happened, for all the good, we are alive, and we're speaking. We're to put it in like a modern vernacular. It would we display a lot of privilege to be like, well, if this didn't exist, we'd all be so better off. We're alive.
It feels like you kind of go with the optimistic view.
I'm an optimist by nature, yes.
And Akujin is a pessimist by nature. That is the fundamental break in where you guys go. Like, he has the pessimistic view, you have the optimistic view. Neither totally line up over reality, but they can line up decently. I don't know who's more pessimistic or optimistic between you two, but still. Seems about right. I don't know, you are a more optimistic person about all this shit than he is. He seems way more pessimistic.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. It's that could very well be the case. I am very optimistic. I'm not sure I would necessarily categorize Akujin as pessimistic, but I would say he's probably more pessimistic than I am optimistic. I don't know. I just I don't know. Yeah, I think that's true. As I said, it's you view the world differently. It is what it is. I don't. Yeah, you see, the problem is that I like Akujin too much. I don't want to fucking like I like when I say this, like, Akujin's a good guy. No, I'm not particularly. I don't particularly like to get into like probably like I don't know. It's not as entertaining as what it could be. As if you're going into someone you don't know. That's what I'm saying. You go into someone you don't know, you can sort of get a little bit dirty, but I don't know. He's a good guy. Akujin's a good egg. You know what I'm saying?
Akujin is a good guy. That's where you landed on your back and forth with Akujin. He is a good guy.
Yeah, I honestly think so.
That's fair.
It just doesn't say much, but yeah.
Oh, Krent said, leader is a great motivational speaker. Everyone will like him.
What do you? I mean, Krint, I'm talking like I am discussing anti-guns for a crowd that is very like, I guess anti-guns to a crowd which is very, well, I wouldn't say very, but I mean to a US audience, and I'd say that people in the US don't quite like that. I don't know about that. Maybe I'm a motivational speaker, maybe I'm not, but I mean, like,
You have said like 4 times in your past like 5 lines.
I know. I'm just.
It's like big deal.
I'm gonna
like.
go,
I'm fucking
like,
with you. I'm
wash
fucking
my
with you.
face. It's good.
Fucking
I'm
with
gonna
you.
go wash my face and stuff. I'll be back. Give us a.
Leader's going to wash his face. He's he needs a minute. He needs a minute. He's very flustered. I blame Akujin for this. This is how bully hunting works, guys. We need to haul Akujin in for this shit. I don't know if he knows it or not, but what he has done here today, not okay. It's not okay to do this. Somebody was here trying to be his friend. Akujin stirred the pot, then proceeded to bully him on a topic. Facts, anything be damned. It's not about that. It's about being a bully and not being a buddy. I think what Akujin did was mean. I think it was mean-spirited. Yeah, Marino pointed out Faye is against bullying. Many of us are against bullying, but not Akujin. Akujin spent most of the day today bullying Leader for no reason. Alright, why'd you do it? Do you know why you did it? Or is this just your nature?
It's just human nature. I mean, in an ideal world, we wouldn't have the urge to bully within us.
Going in. Going in. Okay.
I'm an imperfect creature in an imperfect world.
Got a problem. That's a problem. Okay. Someone may be asking, why the fuck did Leader have to go wash his face? I think maybe he was tired. And he came in here to talk to you, excited to talk to his good buddy Akujin, who promptly chunks him under the bus, treats him like shit, gives him the fucking business, and rejects any kind of friendship he could have been offered. That's what I think happened. Now, is that accurate? I don't know.
I would say
I'm
that
not
is
psychic.
inaccurate.
Inaccurate, you say?
Yeah, inaccurate.
Well,
I wouldn't want people to get under the impression that I don't like Leader. Because I do. I hang around with him off stream.
do you just hang out with him because he plays a game you play?
No.
Okay. Legal. That's legal. Billy through 5 says, why do I get the feeling Leader's motivational talk would just look like Jonestown the morning after? Oh, wow.
Now that's mean.
That might be bullying. But it's fine. That's fine. The Leader can take it. He's doing good. Ish. In a way, he's kind of doing good.
He's one of those people where, even though he's wrong, you can understand why, where he's coming from. He's not coming from a place of malice or anything like that. He's a decent person.
I think he said that about you. Oh, Billy through 2 said, you're really knocking him dead there, sport.
Thank you.
Look at you. Fuck. Okay. So if I go back over things, I remember I didn't debate anybody, but it has apparently become a debate. If you go over their tweets, they're adamant that it was a debate, and I was using a dirty tactic by laughing at him when he had done it 5 seconds before. That's fine, whatever.
He came in, you know. He basically said he came in here to laugh at you and meme on you. I'm pretty
And
sure
then he got laughed at.
he said that.
Oh. Crucial Bunny through Tune said, but Kuji, I warzoned with you first.
Well, I mean, don't compare apples with oranges. Crucial, he's my brother.
Oh. And Jabbers through 5 he said, he's reasonable about it. I've had the word murderer screamed at me for owning a gun. That would be weird. I mean, I guess I get what they're trying to say, but that would be weird.
Bit hyperbole.
A little. Just a little. Not a big deal. But yeah, it's been an educational day. We had people discuss firearm ownership. We've discussed what a debate is. How far YouTube experts get. There's more chapters. Okay, it's not good, but today we did a pretty decent job of getting through a whole lot of things. There's more chapters to the story, even though I don't know. We did throw a lot of time at the gun thing, but it was interesting. Fuck it. That's fine.
I mean, as far as the Nick Diorio thing, what else can you say? We played the fucking footage where he's coming in. He establishes the basis of the discussion. I mean,
that part,
how long can you talk about that?
He looks dorky. Yeah, I don't know why he's dragging that fucking blanket around, getting it dirty everywhere.
Because he wants to frame it that way. It's the same reason why they're saying, "Oh, I didn't record his stream. It was a call."
That's fucking weird.
It's fucking sophistry, is what it is.
A little bit. There's more to the story. There's definitely more. But I'm going to tell more of the story and probably tomorrow, depending on how, because I've got to figure out how to word it, because the next bit is really fucking dumb. But there is another thing that does need to get talked about before we go away. For those of you who are not aware, if you recall, a few months ago, it was said that Suzy Lou and her guy Stejo, well, they were going to be sued. And the evidence for this was copyright claims made by an indeterminate anime company. Apparently now, those claims have been counterclaimed. And so things are happening. I'm joking. The claims were released.
Oh no. It's almost like he's not getting sued. Oh no, but John Swan said he was going to get sued.
Yeah.
And Smile, I haven't forgotten you. I'm just waiting for you to download.
Oh, you forgot about him. It's no good. Now, there are little bits of little things going on where, upon resolution, it'll be much easier to talk about, depending with a few people. Like we touched on some of the situations, yes. You just don't want to fucking bother with it. Too much dumb shit going on. But there is one specifically. People may want to try to squash it.
Just like that.
They may want to try to squash it.
There's some beef that needs squashing and then flipping and then putting on a hamburger.
It's not beef, but somebody's doing something real dumb.
Oh shit. It must be a day ending with Y.
Pretty much. If you're around the people doing something real dumb, try to talk to them. Or maybe not do something that fucking dumb. Let them know that that's real dumb. Not a good plan.
If we ever want to get to the ideal society that we all want to be in, people need to
Man.
stop doing dumb things.
Leader ain't never gonna come back.
Nobody blames.
Fucking bully the motherfucker.
In an ideal society, he'd come back. But yeah, if you see somebody out there doing something dumb, say, don't be dumb. A society.
What the fuck are you doing? Haters. They mad.
You know what we're doing?
They out here blocking me. Yeah. Rolling up on Twitter and I'm seeing all the hate. While you're tweeting at me thinking I'ma take the bait.
Man.
All you little sissies getting all bent out of shape. Gonna shut you down, someone hand me the tape.
Man.
Listen to me now and it will benefit you well. Don't get lost in drama or you're gonna go to hell. Get up off the internet and get yourself a girl. I don't mean talk to mommy, you make her wanna hurl. Your videos are awful and they hurt my forehead. The camera barely on and you going back to bed? Listen here, ma'am, I mean this very nice. You ruin it for us and remind us of lice. Please do something else, your clickbait is lame. The shit you pulling now gonna pull you out the game. You doing this for what? A play button? Sucking up the content like a fucking glutton. Shouldn't be on stream, burping in a bag. You think that shit's funny? You make a maggot gag. If you ever borrow money, pay the loan back. Nobody forgets, it's money that you lack.
Oh man.
Man, why they gotta do this? Alright.
What the fuck are you doing?
I'ma say this once. You're never gonna make it, I'll say it right now. Give up all you can, gonna have to disavow. Try to take shots, and they just miss. Go do something else, that was barely a diss. At the end of the day, you gotta do what's best. Good thing YouTube isn't school, cause you just failed the test.
You know what we're doing?
Brother.